I took a little look at that potential starting lineup and who's coming off the bench. Hey, man, I like it. I like it better than a bunch of young upside guys that we didn't get to see a lot of upside from, with Davion Mitchell and Andrew Wiggins and Giannis and Bam and Klay or Bobby Portis, Timmy Hardaway. I think Pelle Larsson's going to play a big role in this. I think he's one guy nobody talks about that I really like, and a few other guys in there as well. But should be good, man. It's an experienced team, and can you stay healthy? How many of those 82 games can you play? The league's still not completely sold. Vegas not completely sold on how good this team's going to be, but he's got a lot of experience, and he can really help. He can really, really help this thing. Hey, as we say good morning to everybody, got a lot of stuff to get to here. As a lot of news, lot of news, and last night the Marlins are so close, and yet so frustrating to watch with things that have happened. And so anyway, they end up losing on a grand slam last night in the 11th inning. Jaron Duran hits a bomb over the center field fence, and Mickey Gasper has 2 home runs, and they end up losing in 11 innings after a 2-2 game in the 9th and a 3-3 game after 10. Red Sox take the second game. They'll play the final game tonight, and then we'll move on. We got a lot of Dolphin news, obviously, always going on. Dave Archer, by the way, a former Falcons quarterback and radio color analyst, is going to join us a little bit later on the show. We'll talk about Penix and Tua. And looks like they're going to both get a chance to play in this game, and head-to-head practices. I saw one of their receivers came out, and it was just, I know nobody, because everybody's running to the receivers after practice earlier this week. And because Penix he's been given the green light by the doctors to come back, coming off a knee surgery and a long off season. And so he's out throwing the ball, and Tua's throwing the ball. And I see one of his receivers said, man, it's so great having Penix out here. He can make all the throws. I just went, I know he meant it, just what he said. It wasn't a shot at anybody when he says, hey, man, Penix, one thing about Penix, man, he can make all the throws. And I know what everybody thinks when you hear that, like, well, Tua can't make all the throws, right? That's not what he does. And so, anyway, we'll see what happens. Looks like Tua probably will start. But we'll talk to Dave Archer about all that stuff a little bit later on.
You think there's any chance he ends up getting cut before the season starts?
No.
There's a bunch of stuff that keeps coming out on this guy.
I'm not going by the radio, guys. It's a good topic, okay. but I'm not going to work.
I saw some other reporters yesterday just saying how bad he's been out there. But
he has been bad, and they said he struggled again this week to start.
But it's not just bad. There's something wrong, right? Like there's something that's in his head that is making
I
him
don't
play
know.
this way. Like, I don't know that he's capable of doing it, Joe.
I don't know.
All kidding aside.
I know. Listen, I think Dave Hyde, when he says is as sincere as can be, said, what are you doing? And I get it, man. He wants to get that last 50. It's guaranteed. Mm-hmm. I think he'd like to keep playing. I think sincerely, his thing was, I'm going to show the Miami Dolphins. I'm going to show them, and I'm going to show them on their tab. And maybe he will, but it just, something has been missing the last couple of weeks. It's just not what they thought. They thought they were going to get the Tua that kicked them around pretty good in that early season game last year when the Dolphins went up there and beat the Falcons. For what was it, their second or third win of the year? It was after a really, really crappy start. They went up there and really put together a complete game. So yesterday, we'll talk about the Dolphins a little bit, as had a bad practice. I see it. Omar will join us later as well. And I see Malik Willis called him up and said, hey, man, we can't play. We can't like this. It just can't be like this. Offensively, we look terrible. I just want to say one thing here early in the morning. early in the morning. And look, we've given everybody a hall pass, and we should. This thing has been torn down. Salary cap hell. We've got As a breakdown of every guy and what we spend on every guy and how much they're all costing us against the cap to clean up the credit cards. We're cleaning up the credit cards. We're paying off our debt so we can start over next year, but we're definitely limited on the amount of money, 170-something million that we don't have that everybody else in the league had. And it was the worst one in the history of the NFL. Just to give you an idea, it wasn't just bad because other teams have done this, but nobody has done more than half their salary cap cleanup like we've done. It's the most in the history of the NFL. They got a breakdown of even Tyreek's got his name on there for a lot of money. I think Jalen Ramsey's on there for a lot of money. Minka Fitzpatrick. And, of course, the king of the hill is the guy that's going to probably be starting at quarterback this week in the third preseason game. But I do want to say this, and I know it's going to be slow. It's going to be slow growth, and it's going to be about development. And do we have enough to at least put on a good show? And do we have enough for other guys to show that they're good players? So I just want to say one thing. There's no excuse for me for those 5 guys playing on that offensive line not to be a good line. That starting 5 on the O-line has no excuse. You got 2 first-round picks, 2 second-round picks, and an all-pro center. Again, you have 2 first-round picks, 2 second-round picks, and an all-pro center. By his play last year, Brewer was unbelievable. He was unbelievable how he played. 2 1s, 2 2s, and an all-pro center. Enough, man. Enough with poor play, and Malik doesn't have time to throw. I give that. I want to hear that when they got backups. And you're going, well, we're going to keep this guy. We're going to keep that guy and that type of thing. That's one thing. I don't want to hear about it, man. That should be a good offensive line. That should be a solid offensive line. I didn't say top 5 offensive line. There's no excuse for that thing to not start growing and playing well together. If there's none. Hey, we moved up. We moved up to get one of those second-round picks. There's no excuse. There really isn't. Whether that's putting pressure on the offensive line coaches, but that should be a good group. I understand the wide receiver thing. I understand the pass rushing thing. I understand the secondary. I don't understand the offensive line. For years, we talked about when are we going to spend high draft picks and go out and get some quality guys? When are we going to do it? Well, this is about as much as you can spend. You go around the league and look. 2 1s, 2 2s, and an all-pro center that we picked up from another team. Play like it. Start putting it together. Because I got to tell you, if that group doesn't work, then and they can't run block and pass protect better than they're pass protecting, then you give the struggling wide receiver room, they'll never have a shot. That'll be, we'll throw 5 and 6 yard pass pattern. We'll look like Mike McDaniel's offense last year where everything was quick passes. That's what it'll look like. And we'll never get to see the best of Malik Willis, except when he makes some ridiculous athletic play to get away from 2 guys getting beat on the offensive line, and he somehow gets away and throws one and the things that he can do. Because I think Malik's got a good chance to be a really good player, but he got to help, you can't just go to Malik Willis every friggin' morning when everybody comes to me and Malik, and you're looking ahead to the quarterback class. If those 5 guys, you're running for your life and your health, those 5 got to be. The other ones, hey, I expect a lot out of our linebackers too. I do. Our inside linebackers, our front 7, but nothing like the starting 5 for the Dolphins. I'm not saying it's perfect, but it should be a good offensive line. There's just no way around it. And just, Proctor and Brewer and Savaianai and Jackson and Paul, come on, man. And I hear our coordinator go, we got to have better pass protection. And I know it's about tight end. I know it's running backs picking up blitzes and helping out and those things. But the core of this thing's got to be about those 5 guys being able to block the guy in front of them. And as they get better, they're going to run games on them and switch over and be able to to play as a group. And I know it doesn't happen 3 weeks into these guys being together. But this thing should be, and I'm not going just off yesterday's practice, this thing should be really, it should be the strength of the team. It should be. You spent the resources. This is not a 6th-round pick and a 7th-round pick and a guy we picked up from another team, and he just happened to look good, and, boy, we hit a jackpot on this one. We think he can be a starter. You went out and got some guys that most people, as you look at them individually, have shown signs, all of them, that they can play. Proctor's just new here. Savai and I has gone from left to right guard. I know the history lesson. You don't have to send it to me this morning. I don't need the history lesson. I live it. I live it just like a lot of you do. I just don't want to hear about practices where they're so bad Malik's got to call guys up and go, man, we got to block, we got to do this. And again, I'm not even mentioning wide receivers. And I know what that wide receiver room looks like. It is raw or not talented. The raw side of 3 draft picks and some veteran guys that haven't done anything yet to show that they should even be on the team, to be quite honest, except Malik Washington, who's already on the team. So, but it all starts with those 5 guys. Before we get to people asking me about A-Chan and this and that, it starts with the 5 big body guys up front, the 300-pound club, those guys. So when I see that and I start to get a little frustrated, and I took, an extra patience pill this morning before we got to all this stuff, those 5 guys got to be able to block. And then Malik's got a little more time. Then we can have a little running game. I'm not, we got a bunch of banged up tight ends right now, including some of our best blocking tight ends are banged up. So I get it. They're not out there, and they will be. But I'm just talking about starting 5 guys. The day of always us just going, well, we got one of the bottom third or bottom quarter offensive lines every year. I hear it. And we don't always grade out when you look at run blocking last year and yards per carry and what Achane did. You got to give the offensive line a little credit for that last year, the group that played. Come on. But this group, come on. That needs to be the strength of the football team. And then if that group plays well, I promise you Malik Willis will play well. Now, how well, we'll find out. But he's got a chance. But he's sitting back there, and the ball snapped, and he's just like, oh, my God. Nobody's, one guy missed, another guy misses. Guy blocks the wrong guy. Then we're screwed. We're screwed. Anyway, I just wanted to get that off my chest, Woody. I had a lot to get going there. I'm just reading
all that. You had a lot of O-line buildup today, huh?
I did, man, because that group is the one thing, and I've listened for the last 20 years, like, oh, we got to go out and draft them. I know it's not sexy, but we got to have this. We got to go get that. And it's time, man. It's time for an early call-out on the offensive line, like you guys.
Well, this has been, Joe, I've been working with you, I don't know, over 10 years now. This has been one of the things that you have talked about every single year. Outside of we need to find a quarterback, it's been the offensive line, and it's, we've drafted guys, we've paid guys. Like, there's been a lot of stuff to try to fix that thing.
And we've had we had a guy come in here who's really good, but he was always hurt.
Yeah.
We had one of those in Tehran. I
drafted guys high. Like we
drafted guys.
But here's the other thing too. Like I don't know where you come out on this, but isn't finding an offensive line maybe second toughest thing to do outside of finding a quarterback? Not a lot of teams, I think, are thrilled with their offensive line. And maybe it's just because the defensive guys are getting so much better. I don't know.
No. I think there's a shortage of offensive line. We'll come back. We'll talk more about that. We got a lot more news to get to.
It's just a tough thing to shore up.
Oh, that's a cop-out. No, it's just
I know.
It's weak.
I know.
It's one of the weakest things you've said earlier.
But it is tough, right? We've been spending a decade talking about it.
I'm not saying we should have the number one offensive line. I don't know if we've ever sat here and did what the Eagles have done or the Buffalo Bills, who play the same 5 friggin' guys every year. They line up in cold weather, snow. They got rainstorms coming down with rocks hitting them on the head, and those guys never miss games. Or one guy sits out 2 games.
Talking about hail?
Yeah, whatever, rocks, hell. Hey, right now, hey, jack off, I want to take a second here this morning. Rocks that come down and hit you in the head. Hey, right now, I want to talk to you about your South Florida Chevy dealers this morning. I got to tell you, Woody, you know what I meant, Jerky. But I do want to talk about all those South Florida Chevy dealer trucks, man. We got some great looking trucks for you right now, and I want to let you know, man, if you haven't seen them, you want something strong and durable that can play well together, your Chevy Silverado trucks. Boy, I'll tell you what, not only is Chevy Colorado, I never forget about them. They've got a nice truck, Colorado custom to the ZR2, and then you go to the Chevy Silverado family, from a custom Trail Boss to the Silverado EV with 10 models and 4 powerful engine choices. Silverado delivers an impressive balance of strength, dependability, and efficiency. Chevy Silverado HE, you can choose from powerful LTZ with a premium style and substance to match, or go to the biggest, that Chevy Silverado HD High Country. So for the best in Florida lifestyle and a truck perfect for you living here in South Florida, working truck, full-time family truck, and having fun with that truck on the weekends with your boats and your wave runners, man, I'm telling you right now, there's nothing like a Silverado truck. Stop by. We got 14 dealerships throughout South Florida. We got great deals going on. Take a test drive. Fall in love at your South Florida Chevy dealers today.
Odyssey, iHeartRadio, or TuneIn apps. Same great shows, same great games. Plus, you can use the rewind feature and listen to anything you missed. Go for it.
All right, before we get back to the show, I want to let you know something big is coming on September 2nd. DraftKings Game Day arrives with massive deals, exclusive deals, and an all-day celebration built for sports fans. The countdown has begun. All roads lead to Game Day. The DraftKings Sports app is now live in all 50 states. Yes, that means us right here in Florida. One app, every sport, all 50 states. DraftKings Game Day is yours. Remember the date, September 2nd. DraftKings Game Day is the kickoff of a new season, a new era, and the biggest day in sports history. Get ready to celebrate. New DraftKings customers sign up with code 1043WQAM. Spend $5 to get $200 in rewards within 21 days. That's code 1043WQAM. In partnership with DraftKings, the crown is yours. Event trading offered by DraftKings Predictions, a CFTC registered introducing broker. Trading involves risk of loss. Market availability varies. Eligibility restrictions apply. $5 every 7 days via click-to-claim issued in non-withdrawable predictions dollars that expire in 1 year. Terms, dkng.co/predictions promo. Nationwide based on sportsbook predictions and free-to-play sports contest availability. Varies by state. And Joe, send it right back to you.
All right, Woody, thank you so much. As we continue, all kinds of news going on here. I see the old topic that's been around for a week that actually everybody in the football world is a little fired up. This is kind of going back to kind of feels like the gambling situation we went with Sorsby, who's got the year off now after the commissioner of the NFL said take a year off. You're not going into any drafts with the NFL. You wait for next year, and we'll review it then about your little gambling problem. Well, now college football has signed off by a judge. It's always a friggin' local judge, right? It's always that local judge that goes, I don't see any problem in letting him come back for another year. Anyway, good move to see the SEC and Big Ten. It looks like now everybody's following, saying, no, you're not going sign a professional contract and then coming back to college. That's just not going to happen in the NBA, G League, or NFL. No. So anyway, it started with the SEC and Big Ten have said no on this tampering restraining order that was given out by this judge here. It's always funny. And we don't know much about the judge. Like, remember the Texas Tech judge outside of the school there? He just said, I got no problem with it. I think you should be able to play. So now Lane Kiffin, who thought he had a tight end, his old tight end going to join him, is the league has said, no, Lane. You play with what you have. We're not adding any more. There's nothing coming through a transfer portal, through the NFL cuts. It's going to allow you. It was a wild one, man. The reaction has been just crazy, this Daquan Wright. So he's been blocked from going to LSU, and obviously with these cuts coming down, there could be more guys that were under that little suit that now will either go practice squad or their careers could be coming to an end.
Be interesting to see how this plays out, right? Because a judge already said that they can play. Now the conference says they can't. And these guys, I would assume someone's going to sue on their behalf,
yes,
right?
I would agree. It's not done. Yes.
I mean, this is it for them. Like you just said, it's the end of the road for them, right? Because they didn't work in the pros. They're trying to go back to college, so their careers are essentially over here.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe someday they're going to try to come up with something that works for both sides.
You know, there is something that works, Joe. You can go play overseas and make a really good living playing. A lot of guys do that, man.
Playing what?
Playing any of these sports. Playing basketball, you go overseas and play, or
not
something.
football.
Or football, you could play in Canada if you really want. Like, there's other places to play, but basketball especially. If you really want to play and you want to make some sort of living, going back to college.
I don't know if. Well, listen, man.
After 2 years in the NBA,
nobody thought the college money in basketball and football was going to be like it is, but there's a lot of guys making a lot of money. There's some unbelievable budgets in the basketball and football programs around the country right now that has got guys' attention. Like, hey, man, this is not a bad way to go. A lot less games, a hell of a lot of money. Not a bad way to go.
We knew football would be nutty, but you surprised basketball has been as crazy as
we went through that. It just wasn't a big deal. We went through the G League and the 10-day and the on an NBA team. We had a couple guys. The guy went to Alabama last year.
Yeah.
we went through that.
That guy played in actual games.
Then they said you got to go. This is not good.
Yeah, you're 28. You've been in the league for 4 years.
It's nuts, man. If somebody would have told me a long time ago, guys 28, 29 years old somehow could get that many years. And remember the tight end Miami had? He went to Oregon and played 7 years. He came here. The guy got every degree you could possibly get. That guy's probably a friggin' surgeon right now. He's got so many years in school. He probably is going to med school the whole time. We didn't even know.
Good for him.
I love school. I love all those girls in college.
Yeah.
I love young college girls. I'm going to go one more year. All right, you get it. We'll give you one more. Anyway, we've got all kinds of craziness. We've got this last preseason game coming up, and we got a zillion cuts, and I'm expecting, I say it every day, that the Dolphins at the back end of this roster will have a lot of new faces in a lot of new places coming to this thing. And then you got your practice squad you got to put together, and which, by the way, I think it's great. The practice squad's at 16 now, if I'm not mistaken. And it just gives a lot of guys, and probably more than half the guys. I don't know the numbers, probably a number out there on it. I'm guessing more than half the guys with all these injuries, a lot of those guys get called off the practice squad and end up on the active roster, which jumps their money up to from practice squad money, which is, I don't know exactly how much, a little over $200,000 a year. Not bad. Kind of first year out of the cut and pay now for a lot of guys, but used to be 200 to something. But the big thing is to get on that 53-man roster and either become a really good special teams player or fill in for somebody, and they go, holy crap, hey, you're pretty good, and you got a job, and you end up staying around the league and make yourself some money, some good life-saving, changing money that gives you a nice start in life out of the NFL. All right, we've got the Klay Thompson press conference from yesterday as the Miami Heat. As expected, man, I'll say one thing. They've been talking about Klay Thompson coming to this team for a long time out of the buyout contract that he got with the Mavs, and apparently he'd had a pretty good idea he wanted to come here. Everybody talks, and so it's great to have Klay Thompson, one of the great three-point shooters of all time, and hopefully at age 36 he's still got some juice left to play at a high level. A lot of guys now take care of themselves, obviously, and play a lot longer than they used to at a high level. So we'll see what he has. See what he has left. All right, we got something else crazy going on here. I'm not going to beat this up today, too, but I noticed that I don't know if a lot of you watched the game last night, and the Red Sox Marlins games have been good. If they go too late, I can't stay awake to watch them. I have to watch highlights in the morning, but last night a grand slam in the 11th by the Red Sox. Wild one. I saw one of the hardest fastballs off an umpire's mask that I've ever seen. You could hear it from, I think you could hear it from Coral Gables last night. I mean, that thing was, anyway, wild pitches. It was just another game that could have gone either way, but, for a second straight night. And the Red Sox end up win it on a grand slam in the 11th inning. That will close it quickly, and so the Red Sox end up winning 7-3. The other part of the story coming out is all the scouts got fired. Marlins go, hey, no more of this experience and gut and what your eyes tell you. Yeah, we're out of that business. So, Jamie, and we were talking about this morning, and everybody in here, I said some other people, and like, well, what are you telling me? Going by analytics, and we're going to put a bunch of guys from the Ivy League schools are going to sit there and going to tell me off of something they see and they're going to throw all these numbers in on every guy and go, we don't need to see him. That's our guy right there.
Yeah, the report was that they're leaning on video, they're leaning on data analytics, and that's what they're trying to do. I mean, the Marlins are always trying to be ahead of the curve on these kind of things. I mean, they did the same kind of things calling pitches from the dugout. They were the first team to do that, and a lot of other teams kind of jumped on that bandwagon.
That is true. There's a lot of people looking at that, right.
So they're trying to kind of do the same thing with the scouts, but I don't know. That's a risky one. Having no real traditional scouts out there, just kind of going off the video that they get.
I was just thinking of all the old coaches that used to say, I coach by my gut. I play guys by my gut. Remember the old everything was your gut, my experience, guy I like, a guy I trust to go out and do it. And now I just it's a different world out there, man. I've always thought like scouts have to go out there and they have to see it. You have to spend time. You got to find out a little bit about a guy's background, what he's made of, how tough is he mentally, right?
I mean, I'd hope they still
Emotionally.
do like background checks on these guys and find out what kind of guys they are. But I'm thinking from a baseball standpoint, they're just going off the video and what they see. I don't know how to feel about it.
It's
You're kind of ripping the soul out of the game a little bit, aren't you? We're talking about having robot umps, and now you want robot scouts.
I don't know. I would love to have somebody sit down before we go crazy on this thing. And I know this guy's doing things differently.
And another thing I saw with it was like a lot of their scouts kind of went against what their model says or what their analytics said. So that may have played into it a little bit.
Oh, no. I can see where he comes back and he says, hey, this is what my numbers are telling you. And some guy's been doing this for 15, 20 years goes, well, that's not what my gut tells me and my eyeballs. I've been watching this guy, and I'm playing BS on whatever analytic stuff you're getting from this computer. Yeah. And then there's some guy that's standing there that's never thrown a baseball in his life. Yeah. And you're the one putting that stuff in there. Look at you.
It reminds me of Moneyball when they're all sitting in the room.
That's right.
And
thought of that, yeah.
And all the scouts are saying, "Oh, we like his moxie, we like the way he plays, whatever." And then Pete he points at the kid and he just goes, "Does he get on base?" And if he didn't get on base, they didn't want him. So I don't know. I guess the Marlins are kind of going on the same kind of thing.
Yeah. Is Tampa Bay? I'd love to know. First thing I thought when I heard this morning, Tampa Bay, I think, still got the best record in the American League, if I'm not mistaken.
I looked it up yesterday. They still do have professional scouts.
You looked it up, too? Yeah. So they're not buying what our guy's doing here, right?
Not yet, at least.
Yeah. Wow. Crazy one. I don't know. I just think all the old managers going, what the hell's this kid selling to the owner over there?
But, I mean, at the same time, if you look at some of their signings from this offseason, none of them have panned out. I mean, Christopher Morel's DFA'd. Austin Slater lasted a couple of weeks here. Chris Paddock lasted a couple of weeks. And Pete Fairbanks, their biggest signing of the offseason, he's been as questionable as all of them.
He's hurt now. I see he
he just got put on the
game.
15-day.
Okay. Yeah. Some of those trades look like some of the former trades we made haven't worked out.
So maybe the scouts, I don't know, whatever they were doing wasn't really working with the free agent signings that they brought in.
Well, we look like a 500 team. Look, we're competitive every night. We do make mistakes sometimes. I was going to wonder with that analytics, can they help guys play smarter sometimes and not get thrown out, not make the third out, and some of the dumb things we've seen.
I feel like if that will help. They've ran into the outs on the base paths 100 times this year. Way too aggressive.
Yeah, that's aggressive. That's what. Hey, run with 2 outs, steal third, get thrown out. All right, it doesn't matter. All right, hey, we got more stuff to get to this morning. Yeah, man, I was like, all right, I have to get one of those scouts. We got to find one of those angry scouts that's out there talking on social media and get him on or something. See what he has to say about everything. Get it stirred up here. Hey, right now I want to talk to you about Gary and Harvey. Yeah, Harvey Cohen and Gary Judah, the partners of Cohen and Judah Injury Law Firm. Hey, man, I hope you never go through it. I say it every day because I don't wish an accident or a slip and fall on anybody. And you're sitting there going, oh, my God, I'm in so much pain. And you see, look, there's a lot of really good law firms out there. I understand that. There's a lot of good lawyers out there. We got a zillion lawyers in Dade and Broward County. I get it. And Palm Beach got some nice ones too. And you got a lot of choices. I just would say this, though. I don't know if I want a guy that's doing all those commercials and then he's not going to handle my case. I want one of those guys that looks confident, looks good. I want and he's telling me all the things he's done and his law firm's done. I want that guy to make sure he's taking care of me. I want to deal with the big dog. I don't want a handoff. Handoffs for football, man, not for law firms. Don't hand me off to another attorney. Sometimes when you go in to meet with them and you go, where's the guy in the commercial? He's busy today. He's out golfing. But you'll be working with Susie over here, and Jack will be the backup. You're going, okay, great. This is great. Then you go to get calls and get updates on your case, and they don't have time to call you back because they got a whole bunch of cases just like yours on the same desk. It's a problem. It's a problem. Communication, you feel like a second-class citizen. If you're feeling like that right now wherever you are, you don't have to. Not with Harvey and Gary. Wait till you see the personal touch they give you. Not only are they pit bulls, they're going to handle your case from start to finish, more than 30 years of experience, big enough to go to trial, get you multi-million-dollar results, and small enough just to call you back. Go to CohenandJudah.com. Read the reviews. People saying a lot of nice things about that nice touch they have. Called communications and keeping you update on how you're doing. The pain and everything you're going through, they get it. Go to 866-FAIR-FEE and remember this, they don't pay other lawyers to do the work you hire them to do.
Before we get back to the show here, Joe, let's get you a weather report brought to you by Tornado Roofing and Contracting. Beat the storm. Schedule a free roof and window estimate today. Call 954-968-8155. It is 83 degrees. There are chances of thunderstorms right around 1 o'clock today. So that'll give you a nice little tennis window.
No tennis. No tennis today, Woody.
You're out?
Yeah, we got a busy, short week here going on. A lot of stuff. And I guess it's a little goodbye party this morning for our boss,
Yes.
Lynn. Lynn is
You going?
officially, I'm staying around. It's early. Yeah, go and say goodbye to him. I haven't seen him. I've seen him 5 or 6 times the last year or two.
It'd be more like you're saying hello to him than
Yeah, it's kind of
goodbye.
it's more of a hello than goodbye. Very well put. This is not goodbye. This is hello.
You guys can hang. I mean, he's not going to be around. You don't see that happening?
I don't know. I don't. He hasn't been around much, so I don't know.
Okay.
He might be an afternoon guy. He might not just be an early morning guy. He might be one of those guys who comes in a little bit later on. I just don't see it. All right. Anyway, you're a bad guy. You're truly a.
No, I was thinking maybe, you guys are both, in the same age.
I'm a lot
Give
older
or
than
take.
he is, apparently. I didn't
Are
realize
you?
it. Yeah, I think I am older. Yeah.
I don't know about that. Can't be a lot older. He's retiring.
What the,
He's not 50.
60. Some in the older, I think he's in his early 60s, right? I don't know how old
I
that
don't.
is.
I think you
have no
gull
idea.
could both get free Marlins tickets though on.
No. I think you're right. We might be.
And he loves baseball. That's where you guys have bonded. You guys have bonded over baseball.
He does like baseball.
Yeah.
Apparently, he's got a lot of baseball cards. Does he ever?
They're all like vintage baseball cards. He's got a lot of old cards.
He does.
Yeah. Not really my wheelhouse all that much though. Like I'm not a huge vintage card guy.
The regret of like most guys when I talk to, because every
But they
guy
didn't keep the cards. Yeah.
when we're young guys, the cards, and you go to you go with your mother and she goes to the grocery store and she goes, you can get a pack of cards with that gum it was like you didn't even want the gum. It was like so old, but you wanted the cards and you're hoping it was going to be your team. You never thought there was any. In the 1980s, I didn't go, or 70s, or 60s. I didn't go, hey, man, Mom, let me get another one here. I'm feeling like I got something worth money at some point. Nobody talked about that back then.
There's still a lot of that stuff out there, though, man. If you're
crazy.
trying to get into the hobby, there's a lot of stuff out there. Like, it was really bizarre being at that show, a couple weeks ago. There were Jordan cards that I bought for $50, $100, in 2020, and they're selling in the 4 figures now. Like, it's just bizarre, man.
Yeah. That's
Really, really wild
it's
stuff.
wild.
What
It
people
really
are paying
is.
for some of those things.
You know what?
They trade them like stocks, though. It's really bizarre. It's like a big trading floor, and
Yeah.
people are buying and selling.
And you know what? My little guys, I got 2 grandsons that I've talked about. Matter of fact, they're in the same class, which is so cool. Same class, same school. And they're not interested in. I was getting these football cards, and I realized they're just too young.
Well, how old are they? They're like
they're
3 or 4.
No,
right?
no, they're 6.
6. Yeah, that's a little on the
5
young
or
side.
6.
See, what you really need to do if you want to be good
Now I'm
Grandpa
not sure.
Joe.
Now I'm not sure if they're 5 or 6.
Well, they're the same thing. If you really want to be good Grandpa Joe, the Disney cards are red hot.
So
That's a big one.
They like other cards. They just don't like sports cards.
Yeah.
They're not big.
I'm telling you, man,
Yeah.
the Disney cards are, like, people are nuts over those. Those are popular. Pokemon cards are popular.
So where do I go? Do I go to Target and see when they come in and grab those now too, or what do you want me grabbing?
I need you to sleep outside of Target. You got to be the first person there to get the shipment.
I got to tell you something funny. Years ago, when you said, "Hey man, Target's got some good cards. It keeps coming out," and I don't know, might have been us and one other guy, and we're all talking about it. And so we weren't doing anything one day. This is the weirdest thing I've ever done, and I've never told you this before.
You haven't told us. I like this.
So it was a Sunday, and we're looking. It was just my wife and I, and I said, "Hey, you want to?" And I thought of the big Target store at Sawgrass because I knew she'd want to go. So I say, "Hey, you want to walk and weed out there? We'll go to that. You need to. You mind if I stop by Target?" I didn't say anything because I knew she'd be like, "Are you kidding me? A grown-ass man, and you're out looking for cards." So I went to that Target, and it was wiped out. You were right.
Yeah.
And that's when you said somebody had an in with all the Target people, and they were calling, "Hey, the cards are coming out," to their buddies, and they were there, and they grabbed them. So they were empty. So I went to like 3 stores that day. I went to Plantation one. She goes, "What are you doing?"
They were all cleaned out.
Cleaned out everywhere.
Yeah.
and I never did it again. But I did. You guys got me so jacked up on cards, and I was thinking for my grandkids, this would be kind of cool. I'll get them, and I was just going to buy the boxes. Problem is the boxes were all empty.
So now the problem is those boxes that they sell at Target, people are flipping them online. They're selling them for more than the retail price. And people have ins with the people that work at Target and the distributors.
No, you warned me about that. Yeah. And I remember coming back and going, hey, I went to the Sawgrass store after I walked a friggin' mile to get there because we were walking. We were mall walking, part of the what we do. And I went in there. I was like, damn, Woody was right.
The cards are a disaster. You know, there's an item that's even hotter than those right now is these little have you seen these squishy toys?
No.
If you're ever at the store, now I'm telling you, the 6-year-old, 5, 6-year-olds will love this. They'll go bonkers for these. They're little, almost like stress balls. People, I swear to you, people sleep outside of these stores.
I never heard of
to find these things. Now, the booth is really funny. The booth next to me at the card show, all they sold were squishies. And it was the busiest booth in the whole show.
And they jacked the price up
on
those
They jacked
too?
the price, sell them for, I don't know, $5 at Target. These people are flipping them for $20, $25 a pop. And there are little girls and boys that just...
Are they collectible or are they literally play
they're
with?
Crap. They're little... And they're these toys that and people start texting in because they know, like dads know. Like, they collect lint. They're made out of this really weird material, and they just collect dust and lint. But they're these things, Neatos they have. They're one of them. And they're just squeezy balls.
Yeah.
But they've become like the viral sensation for kids, and Target has had all kinds of problems with people fighting over them.
I like what you've done, Woody. Your little guys like sports cards.
Max really does like the Disney cards,
and
he was very upset that we sold his Mickey card. I just replaced it yesterday, actually, with another one. So,
yeah, man.
But the Disney cards are the way to go for the young ones, man.
I know one thing. I had hundreds and hundreds of cards, and they didn't make it through all the time. As soon as I left out of high school and never came back. When I would come back, the cards were, I'm guessing, started in the garage somewhere in a box. And when my parents would move or they were cleaning the garage out, the first thing to go was those cards.
Yeah. So I think everyone's got a story of something that they knew they had.
Some of them ended up in spokes of the car, of the bike. Yeah. They just didn't do well. But
right? I think everyone had cards like of some kind, right, growing up.
Yes, I agree.
I mean, if you're a certain age, I don't know, maybe Jamie's a little too old or too young, but
I had some cards.
You guys collect cards, Jamie? You're a lot younger.
I mean, I got gifted some for like a couple birthdays and stuff. I don't even know what I have, but I still have them. Maybe I'm sitting on a pot of gold.
I can tell you one thing. Anybody getting cards now, they're going, keep them in air conditioning, put them in the other room, and keep them. Some people don't even open them now. Hell no. Just put them back there. We'll check on them. You check on them in 50 years. We'll see.
I have a stack in my room, like not a huge stack, but like a stack of cards that's probably been sitting there for 15 years untouched. I don't know what's in there.
Yeah.
If they're any good.
I just thought it was cool to have my teammates' football cards. That was it. But when I was a kid, it wasn't even football cards. Everything was baseball.
Right, yeah.
Baseball.
Baseball's still big, though.
It is?
Yeah.
Who's bigger right now overall, football card value or a baseball card value? Or basketball?
Basketball.
Really, basketball?
Probably, because you got the MJ stuff is just going nuts. The LeBron stuff's going nuts.
All right.
Bigger than Shohei?
I mean, Ohtani's got his own.
You can't just you can't go one guy. That's like Michael Jordan and the rest of the NBA.
Well, I was curious. Who's the biggest active player right now?
It's definitely MJ. But Ohtani's market is pretty freakish too.
Yeah.
But MJ stuff is just
wow.
Hey, you should have seen some of the. There was a guy that had a display at the front of this card show, and it looked. These things could have been in a museum.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sure.
Unbelievable stuff signed by Jordan.
Hey, let's catch the 7 o'clock hour. Omar Kelly is going to get up early with us as he talked about that practice yesterday. We'll talk about the Dolphins. They get set in a couple of days for that third and final preseason game against Tua and the Atlanta Falcons. I've been dying to say Tua and the Atlanta Falcons. Michael Penix might have something to say about that. I don't know. Looks like it's still open. Atlantic Men's Clinic's always open for you. ED and low T, you ready to get rid of it? Are you ready to stop talking about always being tired and you're gaining weight and you don't know why and you've been moody and you just feel like your body's going through changes that aren't good? You have no energy level and now your sex drive is being affected. kind of a hit and miss with the little lady in the bedroom, and now it's complete miss, strikeouts every time, nothing's happening. Well, Atlantic Men's Clinic can take care of all. If it's called ED and low T, it happens to every man out there. Nobody gets a hall pass and going, never hit me. No, it hits everybody. Then you got to decide, do I still want to enjoy my life and get the most out of it? By the way, it happens to guys in their early 40s, which, man, thank God it didn't happen to me. I had full-blown ED and low T, though. Don't get me wrong. Now, I went through it and been very open about it. But I'll tell you what, man, Atlantic Men's Clinic, going there, getting the testing done. Somebody told me to go, and I set up that first appointment. I almost didn't go because I was embarrassed to go. Then I realized, man, a lot of guys are going. I wanted to do something about it, and I went in there, got the PSA test. I met with their professional staff. They're so good. Ask you a bunch of questions. You answer. You tell them what you're feeling. They look at the results. They put you on a program specifically made for you to have great results quickly. 7 locations in South Florida to serve. You don't have to drive an hour and a half. There's one close to you, a brand new one in Hollywood. I go to Plantation. Call them today and set up that first appointment. It's the most important one. 877-455-7300. You're first of all going to be blown away the amount of men, younger and older, that go in when you go in. The amount of men that go in there for the treatments, it's incredible. It really is. And it works. And it's fantastic. It's professional. You're in for great results that are policed by Atlantic Men's Clinic. They do it all. 877-455-7300. Set up that first appointment. Go to AtlanticMen'sClinic.com for more information. But it works, man.
WQ
That's 1-800-747-3733.
This update is brought to you by Dorel Hyundai in Miami. We go to the beach for a little Solcito, and we want a low price. Shave the Pricito. Save now the Pricito at Dorel Hyundai, starting with the Marlins, who came up short, dropping to the Red Sox 7-3 in 11 innings after a Red Sox grand slam. Miami will look to avoid the sweep tonight with the first pitch at 6:40 from Lone Depot Park. You can catch the game right here on WQAM. And in Dolphins news, Coach Jeff Hafley said yesterday Chris Bell is expected to play in Friday's preseason finale. Coach also said Zach Sealer is expected to be ready to start the season, while Kenneth Grant's status is uncertain. The Dolphins also released offensive lineman Jamari Sawyer and receiver Taj Washington. Time for weather, brought to you by Tornado Roofing and Contracting. Don't wait until the next storm hits. Get your free roof and window estimate. Call 954-968-8155. We have thunderstorms expected after around 1 o'clock today. And, Joe, a lot of movement yesterday in Miami Gardens with the Dolphins.
Yeah, a lot of news. And by the way, we're just getting started. I was thinking that Taj Washington is the one that fumbled the punt at the end of the game. Probably didn't help the whole situation, but there are going to be a lot of – and by the way, all the positions that keep bringing guys in, either injured or not enough talent. At both of them. We got a banged-up tight end room right now. We're a little banged up on the defensive tackle position. I say a little banged up because it's not season-ending for most of these guys. And so that's good news. But I guess they had a bad practice yesterday. Omar Kelly will join us coming up, and Malik called him aside and got after it pretty good. I'm going to be on this thing for a while. And it is going to be I feel like we got maybe 40 guys that they feel real solid about right now, with upside of what they've seen potentially in practice. And, you know, these coaches been around it, and guys that can play at this level. 40. Now that you're going, all right, 40. Well, the roster is 53. And I think, I don't know, just looking and, you know, I think we've all kind of taken a look at who's got a chance and who you trust and who you're going to keep. And by the way, most of those are your draft picks. I call them Club 21. Most of them are going to be on there. We do have Trey Moore's going to be off it for now because he's having surgery and going to be out. Hopefully, maybe comes back in December, and we get to see him a little bit at the end of the year. But an ankle injury there, so he's going to be out. But this thing. And everybody's, because last night I did a function with Kim Bokamper at the stadium. People want to know and talking about, you know, believing in your GM and your head coach and stuff. So a lot of the positions are thin. Everybody knows that. You figure that out by now. You probably knew it in the offseason when you saw all the different guys that you dumped off the team from salary cap hell that somehow we got into. It's incredible that it happened and more people weren't questioned about it, but whatever, it's done. I'm moving on from that. Chris Greer takes the hit, and he's gone. But there's one part of this team, when I hear guys, and I heard the offensive coordinator say, hey, we just, too much pressure on the quarterback, too many guys getting in there on the quarterback, and, it's just got to be better. And so there's one part of this team, of every part, that should be better and should be the strength of the team. It just should, by what you drafted, what we've seen when everybody's played their best, and we don't know about Proctor yet, but I think we all think Caden Proctor's going to be a really good player. We have 2 second-round picks, 1 second-round pick we moved up to get, and we have an all-pro center this past year. That group needs to be the strength of the team and should be not the best offensive line in football, should be a really solid group. Should be. And I haven't seen it yet, but it should be as guys get their feet wet, play together more. It needs to be even in practice. That group should be a group. Look, if they don't play well, it's going to be really hard for Malik Willis to look good. Now, he's still going to do some things because he's really athletic, but he needs some help. He needs a bit of a running game for Achane, who, by the way, when you put your game plan together, I just ask everybody out there, you put a game plan together for the Dolphins, you put a game plan together for everybody, no matter how good they are. first thing you're going to do is, all right, we're not going to let Achane beat us. Achane's not going for 200 total yards. We're not going to let him run for 140 and have 50 or 60 yards in receptions. We're not going to let that happen. Right? You're going to take Achane out of the game. Hey, we got to make sure we're there. We can't let him break a long run. We know his speed. He's faster than anybody on our defense. We know that. We can't let him beat us. So the running game is going to be really important, but so is the pass protection. And pass protection with those five guys, Paul, Proctor, Brewer, Savaianaya, and Jackson. 2 1s, 2 2s, one you moved up to get early in the second round, and an all-pro center. Man, you can't put any more. I don't care who got them. You can't put any more together. We need to get more out of them. This is calling out the coaching staff, that offensive line staff, and those guys. They got to be a solid group this year. I didn't say great. I don't even know who the best offense. It used to be Detroit, Philadelphia, and Buffalo. Had some of the best offensive lines. I'm probably missing some. The Colts look like they have a really good, solid offensive line. But that's just off the top of my head. Maybe there's some other teams out there I'm missing that are really good. The Rams, maybe the Rams are up there. But you need to be in a conversation of like, hey, one thing the Dolphins have, they have a really solid, a really good offensive line. Not saying top 5, maybe not even a top 10. But they need to be in the middle of the pack. And then we'll see from there. And I know the wide receiver thing. There's going to be some serious growing pains at wide receiver. You're going to play 3 of your 4 receivers. Most likely you're going to play against Las Vegas are rookies on the outside. Talented, young and dumb, learning the game. That's just the way it is, man. They're going to do things. They're going to see things they haven't seen before. They're going to try to confuse them. They're going to be playing against really good corners all year long, but they will get better. All 3 of those guys will get better. All 3 of those draft picks now that we know Chris is most likely going to be back. So that just adds to it. But right now, it's not a very good group. You're right. It's not a very good group until those guys get playing like they did at college and figure out the NFL game and running better routes and being more consistent, catching the football, and all those things. But everything is connected. Running back, quarterback, and receivers are connected to that offensive line. That's the key. That's the key to the whole team. We get long drives, the defense doesn't have to play as much. Again, led by the starting 5 and a blocking tight end that they have who's banged up right now. So anyway, I heard the comments yesterday, and it's bad, and Omar will join us coming up here in about 10 minutes or so, and we'll talk to him about everything. But it needs to be about Paul, Proctor, Brewer, Savaianaya, and Jackson. And by the way, the key backups will be needed. We know they're not going to just play with 5 guys all year. I get that too. I know the history lesson around here. We play with, 7, 8, 9, all get playing time. Anyway, we've got all that stuff. We got all kinds of news. Klay Thompson, welcome to town. It's great to have you. His press conference yesterday. 4th all-time in threes, man. This dude can shoot. One of the Splash Brothers, and now hopefully can do a lot of splashing for the Miami Heat basketball team this year, knocking down threes, getting that ball back out to him. He's excited and obviously had choices to go different places and really wanted to come here once he got out of his contract and got a little contract here.
Yeah, you got to love this signing, though, right? I mean,
Yeah.
This has the potential to be
Yes.
the difference maker for this team because what was the talk, Joe? How is this team going to score over 90 points a game, right? With these guys that they had, it looked like they were going to kind of be a pack the paint defensive type of team, but now you got a guy, and he even talked about you spread the floor, guy that can shoot. Like, you really, really needed this in your lineup, and hopefully he gets it back. Hopefully he gets that shot going down here.
Well, it's a fresh start for him.
Yeah.
The Dallas thing was up and down, and whether he's starting or coming off the bench with this group, and they've got some good experience. You got Portis and Hardaway coming off the bench or starting maybe at some time, Pella Larson. Anyway, we'll
I think this has the potential to be one of the best NBA seasons we've had in a long time because there is so much intrigue, especially in the Eastern Conference.
Seems
There's
kind
a
of
lot
open.
of teams bunched in there, right?
Seen
Philly is obviously the favorite, right?
I don't know if they're the favorites or the Knicks. I don't know. The Knicks won it all, but
The Knicks did win it all, but the Sixers just seem, man, does that lineup look loaded?
Yeah.
Now again, it's got to work, right? They
One
got to come
basketball.
together. It's got to work.
one basketball and a lot of guys that did a lot of scoring.
Yep,
It's always an interesting one when you see two guys on this team that average 28 points a game and another guy average 26 points a game, and you're going, looks great on paper. How's it all going to play out when there's just one basketball and not everybody throwing guy a basketball in practice to shoot?
You think it works in Philly? You think
I
they
think
end up with a really strong record?
I don't think they
First
can
in
help.
the East type thing?
I think they're going to win. I don't know. Yeah, they should be at the top. There's going to be some injury. Center, Embiid, you can't trust. I don't know how many games.
Yes.
I don't think they're going to try to play him 60 or 70 games.
I'm interested to see how this Jaylen Brown, LeBron thing works, too. Because Jaylen Brown never seems like he's in that group of guys, right? He seems like he's kind of an outlier.
I think Jaylen Brown, I think they all love playing with LeBron. That's what I think. I think they all like playing with LeBron. And LeBron, he's done it all. I don't think he's worried about scoring 20 or 25 a game. He can, obviously. Yeah, but we'll see. I don't think everybody's making a big deal about the kid and his comments about the kid. I don't think that. I think that's wasted drama. I don't think that's going to affect him. They're going to be one goal. It's not going to be worried about what he said about my kid coming into the league. You disagree?
Yeah, I think you're right.
All right. We got to go.
But that is going to be a fun one to watch, though, to see how that thing
Oh,
meshes.
no, man. Hey, when Philly tickets, I was going to call, part-time Paul here and see if those tickets, and he said, no, I've already given them out to all the neighbors. So you already gave them to the neighbors.
His neighbors must like him. He's probably well-liked.
They must bring in a lot of good food over to that family, boy. Paul's family must be eating well over there in that
You think
right,
they
for
do
those
that?
tickets.
Do you do that in your neighborhood? Do you share food? Or, do they come over and ask you for milk?
No, I got to tell you. Oh, man. That was a big thing when I was a kid, though.
Yeah, you go over to your neighbor's house and ask them if, for something.
But there was actually there was a milkman that came by and dropped off.
Oh, you were alive in the milkman days?
Yeah.
Wow. So the guy actually dropped off milk. Was it like a subscription service,
Hey, man.
or was it provided to you, or how did that work?
That stuff is like an ice cold beer today. That you when you got that stuff.
Really?
And my mother's like, "Did you drink out of it again? Did you drink? Did you drink out of it again? I know. I can tell you did. Damn it, you can't do that."
Did it come in the little glass bottles, or were they in cartons?
Oh, they were the glass
The
bottles.
glass bottles.
Yeah. Put them back out.
So a guy would just drive around and deliver milk.
All through the neighborhood.
That's cool.
Now, we didn't have to do it a lot, though, because at one point, I remember that nasty stuff that we got from the dairy ranch.
Mm-hmm. So you were making your own as well.
Yeah, but my mom and dad were big on that fat stuff. They take it out of there, and it just sits on top when you get it.
I've never
You
seen
take
that.
it on, it's
no.
nasty.
They liked it?
Yeah, because they grew up with it, both of them. My parents both grew up in
So
the
they would
country.
drink that stuff, or what would they?
They wouldn't even take the stuff, man. I go in there. It was hard. I like the stuff at the store a lot better than that stuff that was coming fresh right out of.
And
my great grandfather wasn't the nicest man. That's all I remember as a kid. He was not the nicest man. He was a tough son of a gun, man. He's tough. If you were out there, he wanted you doing something. He was big. He didn't care what age you were. I could hear him telling my mother, "Have that kid, damn it, besides he and his cousin out there throwing the rocks around and playing catch." There was none of that stuff. There was something always to do on that place, clean up cow poop or really? And he didn't pay. And he didn't pay anybody.
No?
No, he'd give you that friggin'
You get the milk.
the stuff with the crap over the top of it. God, that was fat stuff.
Jeez.
Oh, it's terrible. Hey, look what it's done to me. I'm sitting here talking about it 5 minutes longer than I should have been. Hey, man, I want to tell you about Loctite Impact Windows, Doors, and Roofing. Oh, my gosh. It's time to protect the home. I know so far so good. I get it. I live down here. I get it. But you never know when the big guy's coming. We've been lucky the last few years. I just want to tell you, though, if you're thinking about protecting your home and you realize you don't have the right windows, you don't have the right doors, and your roof is a little shaky right now, you might want to think about calling Loctite today. Loctite, their windows Hurricane Category 5 rated. Loctite Impact provides 100% financing with zero down, no interest, no payments for 1 year. You got no leaky roof, replace your old roof now, you can pay later. 24/7 roof repairs, they do that too. Best part, Impact Windows as low as $6 per month per window installed. Don't wait for the next storm. Get the deal of a lifetime today. Are you ready to protect your home? Dade, Broward, Palm Beach County, they do it all. Loctite Impact is a name you don't want to forget when you're starting to look around and what you're going to do. 954-500-LOCK. They got a great staff that will answer all your questions when you call Loctite. Go to LoctiteImpact.com for more information.
WQ
Win up to $5,000 in free play. Join the fun at a casino at Dania Beach.
Does Chris Bell have a chance to get some reps on Friday?
Yeah, he does. I can tell you're fired up about that. He was. You guys saw yesterday. He was out of his red jersey. He did team, so he was in contact drills because we're thudding. So, the plan would be today we're going to treat like a Thursday in the season. Tomorrow we'll treat like a Friday in the season. So we'll have a pretty bigger load today in practice where he'll get more reps and hopefully he'll continue to progress forward. And if he continues to do so, then I'd like to see him play in the game.
Dolphins head coach Jeff Hafley there. It's time to head out to the Toyota of Hollywood Hotline. Shop over 2,000 Toyotas on sale. One location, Toyota of Hollywood on 441 between Hollywood and Sheridan. ToyotaofHollywood.com, Joe.
All right, Woody, thank you so much. And Omar Kelly was there to watch the first practice yesterday. Miami Herald Dolphins columnist. Omar, good morning. How you doing, man?
I'm good, Joe. Good morning to you.
Well, Chris Bell, I was surprised, man. I thought they were going to wait till this camp was over. I'm surprised. He's about 3 or 4 weeks ahead of what I thought. What about for you, and what do you think of the way he moved around yesterday?
I absolutely thought he'd begin the season on the on NFI. They want him to get involved. They want him to work off the rust. They want him to get the nerves out. So I expect him to play on Friday. Not much, but probably about 7 to 10 snaps. They're going to run some routes for him, call some plays for him, and see how it goes.
Yeah.
He caught 2 passes yesterday, very a slant and then an out. Dolphins showed you the highlight of the out. They slowed down the motion, so it makes it look like the ball was in the air forever, but it was really like an 8-yard pass.
Okay. Let me ask you, are you feeling like when we get to Las Vegas, it'll be Chris and his 2 draft buddies playing a lot at wide receiver along with Mr. Washington?
Absolutely. No doubt in my mind that this is where they're headed. They're fully invested in the young players. I'm not sure that Chris Bell is more than 70% healthy or 80% healthy, but he's going to be out there. He's going to be ready to go. He's locked and loaded. And the thing is, I don't worry about a setback. I just worry about him working through some of the pain.
Yeah. No. Listen, coming back and getting confidence, I get it. Coming off that and not thinking about what had happened that he's been through the last 9 months. So I get what you're saying. Hey, let's go to the practice yesterday. Everybody talking about how bad was it? The little practice we saw where Malik calls everybody up.
It was bad. It was bad. Two fumble exchanges, fumbles. We saw 3 interceptions, 2 thrown by Malik. Sacks. It was bad. It was probably the worst practice of training camp, but to see the quarterback get his unit together and basically tell them, according to Patrick Paul, hey, let's flush the bad plays. Let's finish strong. That was encouraging to see. Now, unfortunately, they didn't. I think he threw an interception in his next series. But sometimes defenses make good plays. And I think handling those moments and having adversity and seeing how they respond to adversity, that's going to be the ultimate test of this team. I'm excited to see how they practice today. I'm excited to see how they follow it up.
Yeah. So I thought it was interesting just listening to everybody and the offensive coordinator saying, hey, he needs more time to throw and stuff. Listen, the key to this thing, the one group, and I know it's thin. It's thin. You guys have all done a great job of making it clear that it's not a 53-man roster. It needs to be upgraded at the back end of this thing, and I get it. And the growth of the 21 draft picks, we beat that up too. But Paul, Proctor, Brewer, Savaianaya, and Jackson need to be the strength of this team to give us a chance for pass protection, a running game. It starts with those 5 and a blocking tight end. Do you agree?
Absolutely. Blocking tight end, maybe a fullback. I thought about it earlier. I thought about it yesterday. When we entered training camp, everybody in the world would have said the inside linebackers were the deepest unit on the team. And look where they are right now, where they're probably the thinnest unit on the team because of injuries. Trey Moore's gone. Jordan Brooks, he's battling some leg issue. You got T. Dot, who's battling an injury, and we're signing guys off the street and putting them in the game the next day. And offensive line right now is the deepest unit on the team. They are the most talented. They are the deepest unit. You can't name another group that has more talent than them. The problem is that there's just 5 of them, and if something happens to one of those 5, then instantly your offensive line becomes as good as the weakest unit on the team, the weakest link in the chain. Now, who that is, it's going to be Caden Wallace, or it's going to be Andrew Myers, or it's going to be DJ Campbell, because those are my top 3 guys that's going to make the 53 for me. That doesn't make me feel very comfortable, but that's what the waiver wire claim is for. I think the Dolphins are now at 5 waiver wire claims before we've even cut camp. So when you're being that aggressive, claiming everybody's discards, when you get 1,000 discards on August 30th, and then the next day, the 31st, and then the next day, August 1st, when teams have to cut players because they poached somebody and claimed somebody, teams have to cut the Matthew Butlers, guys who've done well in camp, but they're right on the back end of the roster, or the Cameron Goods, guys who can help you on special teams. Dolphins need to be like, come on down. Like, we got a home for you. They should call this the last stop Dolphins, because this is going to be the last stop in your NFL career. If you could play, you're going to be playing here.
Yeah. Hey, so you did I saw that you did your 53 man, and I was trying to figure out how you did 53 when they've got like 40. Like, how'd you come up with
I do have a good recipe on how I did mine, Joe. This is the first year ever that I've done my 53-man roster going backwards. I started with my 16 practice squad players. I selected the 16 guys that I wanted on my practice squad, and then I selected my 53. Obviously, I didn't have to 53, so I put some of those practice squad players on there, knowing that I'm eventually going to cut them and put them on my practice squad. So I worked backwards, Joe. It was a very unique, because let's be real, there are guys that I like the Keith Coopers. He belongs on your practice squad, not on your 53. Now, because you don't have that much talent, he might make it to your 53. Right. The Jackson Woodards of the world, he belongs on your practice squad, not on your 53. But because you don't have much talent and you have injury needs, he might start on your 53. So that's how I did mine. I started backwards, Joe. I just started with the practice squad. The AJ Henning. I like AJ Henning. He's played well. He's practiced well. He belongs. He was on the practice squad last year. He really belongs on your practice squad, but he's a guy who has earned a spot on the 53. So those are the guys that I'm looking for here. Like Quinn Ewers, to me, practice squad. Go claim a better quarterback. Quinn struggled again yesterday. I don't know what happened, but you better, somebody's going to cut a quarterback that they drafted, and you better go claim him. You better go claim him.
All right, so speaking of that, the bubble watch for this last preseason game, and you just brought up something, Butler or Cooper, which one, if you got to keep one of them because of injury, which one?
Butler, without a doubt. Butler has earned a spot on my 53.
He had a good camp last year, too, a really good camp.
Yeah, he did have a good camp last year. He did, absolutely.
So give me a couple guys you're watching just to tease us, since you and I are going to be there. And if not watching, if everybody else will watch, you and I, we'll be watching every play. So
yeah,
give me a couple guys you're watching on the bubble watch this week.
Jalen Tolbert, I think he's the one veteran that could be a help, could be a contributor. Ben Sims is not practicing, but I think he's probably going to make the 53. Cameron Good is injured right now, but he's always been a guy that I like to keep around for special teams. I believe the Chris Tabors of the world, they need 5 guys that they can lean on and rely on. The safety spot, Lewis Moore and Lonnie Johnson and Major Burns. One of those guys is going to make the 53. Who's it going to be? Probably comes down to special teams. The cornerback unit, between Alex Austin, Marco Wilson, Miles Battle, I can't call it because it's just a mystery of who can help you on special teams, and who do you like better because he probably studies harder.
Well, it's funny you said that because I was thinking one of those corners is going to be a flyer, and that's an important position. That's all about field position. The guy can go down, make a one-on-one tackle, and get off a block while a guy's blocking him the whole way down the field. I don't know who we have. I don't know who our core special teams guys are right now. Do you? Any idea?
No, but that's not a fair question for me. That's a fair question for Chris Perkins because I don't watch special teams. That's my time to catch up on things that I need to do, emails that I need to send back. But I will say this: the what I'll also be watching Friday is Kyle Lewis is looks like he's a full safety. Looks like he's made a full position switch. And truthfully speaking, they need some help at safety. There's just not enough talent there in that unit. So it'll be interesting to see how he develops as a player.
It's funny you said that. I thought Zane Anderson had some really tough plays the other day, man. Bad angles, guys getting by him back there. And I was like, oh, for a guy that's got every opportunity to really take one of those jobs. And I felt like he didn't do it. Hey, the other thing I noticed, and because they love Kyle Lewis, and I know that, and they're trying to find a home for him. He was so good at Pitt. Yeah. He had a rough one going down as a flyer the other day. He had a rough one.
He did. It's going to happen. I think he's actually has the potential to be a good flyer. But right now, he might be your starting safety.
Really?
Wow. Joe, who's your starting safety? Right now, Dante Trader's working with, he's working his way back from an injury. He's playing behind Michael Taft. Michael Taft is out there struggling. Zane Anderson's out there struggling. Yeah. Do you have a fourth safety on your team? Kyle Lewis, I think, is going to make it as the fourth safety. It's a hodgepodge. It's a hot mess right back there. I think safety is one of those positions they got to claim. Cornerback's a position they got to claim. Edge rusher is a position they got to claim. Offensive line help position they got to claim. Wide receiver position they got to claim. Quarterback position they got to claim. You gotta. This is like a supplemental draft. You better be aggressive going out there and trying to find talent because this roster doesn't have that much talent. I'm sorry, it just doesn't.
Hey, two questions. First of all, Ethan Bonner got a chance to make this as a top 5 corner.
Yes, definitely. I think he's cornerback number 4. I think he's a gunner on special teams. Ethan has proven that he can play. If you waive Ethan, Ethan's going to have opportunities elsewhere. So that's definitely a play that I keep.
All right.
And that's how I often determine whether or not I keep a guy. If you waive him, is somebody else going to be interested in him?
We got a bye week now after this game. I hope our starters play this week. We don't have enough experience to take a couple weeks.
And they haven't proven anything. They've proven one drive during the exhibition season that they can play.
Do you think they play a quarter? Would that be crazy to think Malik and those guys play a quarter?
Absolutely, definitely. I don't know if I want to expose myself to that much injury, but two, 3 drives. 2-3 drives.
All right. Sounds good, man. Yeah, you guys still at practice, huh, for everything? They let you watch everything this week?
Today is the last day.
Hey, man, thank you, Omar. Appreciate it. And this ought to be really interesting. Jackson Woodard, Keith Cooper, in or out on the 53? What are you thinking?
In right now, but might be a waiver wire release headed to the practice squad. They're definitely going to be Dolphins, but whether it's 53 or practice squad, and truthfully speaking, if you're a young player who's shown any kind of potential, any kind of upside, any kind of work ethic, you're going to make this 53.
You're looking for him. Yeah, I got you. Hey, thanks, Omar. Appreciate it, buddy. Thank you very much. All right, we got to go to break here. Want to thank Omar for joining us for a few minutes here. Friday night against Tua. It sounds weird, doesn't it? Tua and the Falcons.
It does sound a little weird.
Tua and the Falcons, man. Out to win a starting job there, man. He's got a little competition.
Joe. The return
of Tua.
You got to juice it up a little, bro. Get people excited. Get a sellout crowd out there.
There's gonna be a lot of people going. He's still got a little fan base down here. Not what he used to be.
I think you're gonna be hearing more boos than Tuas from the crowd. It might be boo. Might be boo.
Let me see. Tua, boo.
I expect to hear that first thing on your broadcast. I expect to hear. Was he booed or was he cheered, Joe?
I just think it's weird that the other quarterback just gets activated and it's an open competition
Yeah.
this close to camp. Anyway, what do you got for
All right,
us?
well, I have some good news, Joe. Something big is coming on September 2nd. DraftKings Game Day arrives with massive deals, exclusive deals, and an all-day celebration built for sports fans. The countdown has begun. All roads lead to Game Day. Listen to this, guys. The DraftKings Sports app, it is now live in all 50 states, and that means us right here in Florida. Every fan is in on the excitement. One app, every sport, all 50 states. DraftKings Game Day is yours. Remember the date, September 2nd. DraftKings Game Day is the kickoff of a new season, a new era, and the biggest day in sports history. Get pumped. Get ready to celebrate. New DraftKings customers sign up with code 1043WQAM. Spend $5 to get $200 in rewards within 21 days. That's code 1043WQAM. In partnership with DraftKings, the crown is yours. Event trading offered by DraftKings Predictions, a CFTC registered introducing broker. Trading involves risk of loss. Market availability varies. Eligibility restrictions apply. $50 every 7 days via click-to-claim issued in non-withdrawable predictions dollars that expire in 1 year. Terms, dkng.co/predictions promo, nationwide based on sportsbook, predictions, and free-to-play sports. Contest availability varies by state.
The Joe
At Dania Beach, where the fun never stops and the parking is free. The casino at Dania Beach has it all. Enjoy new exciting promotions, the hottest slots, great shows, multiple dining options, live poker, and simulcast. Plus, new members can win up to $5,000 in free play. Join the fun at the casino at Dania Beach.
You're listening to The Joe Rose Show. This hour is brought to you by Baptist Health.
And now, it's time for Hollywood's headlines. Without further ado, here's Hollywood.
All right, Woody, what do you have for us today?
All right, Joe, we like to help out every type of nerd here on the show, whether they be card nerds or video game nerds or whatever.
Scouting nerds now.
Scouting nerds. So for our video game people out there, which I happen to be, Grand Theft Auto 6 is around the corner, as everyone knows. It's like the biggest game release in history. Netflix will exclusively debut GTA 6 gameplay footage coming up on Thursday, August the 27th. That is tomorrow, with Grand Theft Auto 6, an extended look. It will be exclusive to the streaming platform for 6 hours. Then it will move over to YouTube.
So Netflix gets the first tease of something very popular, so everybody's going to go to Netflix to watch a little bit.
You would think. People that have Netflix.
Those Netflix people are brilliant, man. What a money-making machine that thing is.
Yeah, I mean, this thing is going to be a monster. It's coming out November 19th. Remember, it's only digital copies. They're not even selling physical copies, so you can't trade it in when you're done with it, all that kind of good stuff. But anyway.
Is it clean for the kids and everything?
Grand Theft Auto? No, it is not clean for the kids.
You let the kids play?
No, I actually do not let them play Grand Theft Auto.
Man.
But
come on, you being honest.
GTA? You know what this game is? You don't know the game. I'll show it to you.
Blood and guts.
Yeah, but I don't, we can't even talk about it. Some of the stuff you can do in that game, we can't talk about with the kids in the car right now. Anyway, Joe, Caitlin Clark continues. This league is so bizarre. They had, by the way, another neon green toy thrown on the court, I guess, last night. Caitlin Clark continues to set viewership records across the WNBA's media rights platforms. Amazon Prime, the latest to set a record. The Fever and Dallas Wings game from last week averaged shade over 1 million viewers. That is the most watched WNBA game ever measured on Prime Video. That actually, Joe, syncs up pretty close to what the NBA averaged on the streaming platform.
Wow.
So pretty close to that. The highest rated NBA game was the NBA Cup final of last year. That had a shade over 3 million viewers.
I can't tell you the hours and hours I have in recent days spent with men talking about the WNBA.
Mm-hmm.
From Caitlin Clark to the black-white issues to all the other things that are going on with the thing. By the way, there's other stuff too that people are aware of, and it's just it's too bad, man, because they got it rolling, and look at. I'm not saying she's the best player in the league, but she's the most popular player in the league. She's the reason people are watching. She is. She's not the only reason, but she's
one of them.
She's a big part of it, and
it just seems like a league has a new problem every day. Like I don't, some of it pops across my Twitter feed. I don't really know what's going on, but I saw Enes Kanter, like the former NBA guy, is like he got in a fight with a player at a game or something.
Yeah, I don't know what he's seriously. I don't know what he's an idiot too. I don't know what he's trying to do right now.
Well, he's trying to be relevant, I suppose, but
enjoy your retired money. Go do something.
Yeah,
like leave it alone.
All right, Joe.
They don't need you. Now you've turned into an ass clown. Go ahead.
I need you to weigh in on this one here because this is angry old man crime on angry old man. We got Paul Feinbaum, who is a very angry old man.
It's going to only be Michael Wilbon. If it's not, it can't work. Two angry men.
Well, he weighs in on another angry old man. Here, let me play this for you.
I'm not pulling for Bill Belichick. He's a grouch. He's a bully. And his career in college is about to go down in flames. He lost Michael Lombardi, his chief assistant and GM. His son disappeared from the staff a couple of weeks ago as the defensive coordinator. It is mass chaos in Chapel Hill. And I don't believe they'll win this game in Ireland. And I don't think Bill Belichick is going to survive until the end of the season.
I guess he did crush him. Wow, did he crush him?
What do you think, man? A little old man on old man there.
I tell you what, one thing about that guy, he goes after everybody, man. Nobody is safe in college football with him. He goes after them. The Belichick thing, you think he makes it through the year? I think he does. I don't think he'll quit.
Yeah. What's going on with Michael Lombardi, by the way? They're investigating something?
It's a long investigation, Woody. I don't know.
Boy, North Carolina screwed up very, very badly with this hire. What an outstanding disaster.
It's a mess. What's next for Bill if this doesn't work out? I don't see him as a TV guy. I don't see him doing the Saban thing.
I think he should ride off into the sunset with his granddaughter girlfriend.
No. So
that would be nice for him.
I seem like he would really miss coaching. Like, that's what he does. He wants to coach. But he also is looking and going, we could be in trouble in this ACC with what we have.
Yeah.
You only coach him so much. You need talent.
I got one more for you here, by the way.
Go ahead.
I had a couple of F1 stories. We'll save those for tomorrow. We're out of time here, but this one is pressing, Joe. So you know how the NFL, they do like, and you would know this better than I do, but they have like trainings for the players, right? Where they tell them, what to do, what not to do type of stuff, right?
Yes.
So they have they do it in the off season, right? Where they meet with all the players, or they do it during camp or whatever.
They do it during camp. They get all the rookies together and explain life to them. Yes.
Okay. Well, we have a brothel called Sherry's Ranch Brothel in a place called Parhump. Is that out there in Nevada somewhere?
Yeah.
Out in the desert.
It might have burned up, though, here recently, but go ahead.
The marketing director is willing to get in front of NFL teams and owners and speak to them about how to do prostitution correctly.
I'm guessing Roger Goodell said we'll pass on this one.
Well, you got two owners down now, so at some point
you're saying maybe have the owners go and meet with them.
But at some point they may want to start going through a legal route to do this stuff.
Damn, Woody. That's
He said, this guy Jeremy said, from the marketing director at the Sherry's Ranch, said Nevada's licensed brothels offer something an NFL owner should appreciate: a legal, regulated environment where discretion and privacy are paramount. Sherry's would be happy to host Jed, along with any interested NFL owners and players, for a seminar on how Nevada's legal brothel system works, why discretion is such an important part of the business, and how to do prostitution correctly. There you go.
Wow.
Hookers 101.
Get a little publicity for the place, man.
Smart move.
All right.
TMZ eats this stuff up.
Yes, they do.
And I laugh. I actually thought it was pretty funny.
Works every time.
It's actually a smart idea.
By that picture they keep showing of that guy. He just...
Like, if this guy got caught going in and out of the Sherry's Ranch, like, I think people think he's sleazy, but, like...
This guy, this 46-year-old owner, CEO, one of the great silver spooners of all time. No question. All right, we got 8 o'clock hour coming up. We've got Dave Archer going to join us in just a few minutes, Falcons color analyst. We'll talk about the Falcons coming to town and our old guy Tua just in a few minutes here. I wanted to take a minute to talk to you about an organization that does great work down in Dade County and for South Florida. Chapman Partnership, man, they do so much more than just provide housing and a warm meal. They're changing lives daily in our community by going beyond shelter and providing caring support and wraparound services and programs for those experiencing some tough times and being homeless. I have an amazing news to share with you. They just landed a big one. 2026 NBA Foundation grant, building on their 20-plus years partnership with the Miami Heat, has now just expanded. This grant will further support building pathways for youth towards self-sufficiency. They just do so much for families and all the people with all the great programs they have at Chapman Partnership. They're truly incredible work right now going on at both facilities that they have. We want to thank the partnership with the NBA Foundation and the Miami Heat for all the things they've done, specifically Bam Adebayo. To learn more about being part of this impactful village of support for families and individuals, we want you to go online to chapmanpartnership.org. If you want to get involved and join the Heat family as well as the NBA, we always need your help. We always need your support. Go to chapmanpartnership.org.
Miami, Fort Lauderdale, WQAM AM Miami, and Odyssey Sports Station. The home of champions. Home of the 5-time national champion Miami Hurricanes. The back-to-back Stanley Cup champion Florida Panthers. The 3-time NBA champion Miami Heat. Miami Hurricanes basketball. And now, the new home of the 2-time World Series winner Miami Marlins.
Powered by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys.
Call 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
This update is brought to you by Doral Hyundai in Miami. We go to the beach for a little Solcito, and when you want a low price, you save with your Pricito. Save now with your Pricito at Doral Hyundai, starting with the Marlins, who came up short, dropping to the Red Sox 7-3 in 11 innings after a Red Sox grand slam. Miami will look to avoid the sweep tonight with the first pitch at 6:40 from Lone Depot Park. You can catch the game right here on WQAM. And in Dolphins news, Coach Jeff Hafley said yesterday that Chris Bell is expected to play in Friday's preseason finale. Coach also said Zach Sealer is expected to be ready to start the season, while Kenneth Grant's status is uncertain. The Dolphins also released offensive lineman Jamari Sawyer and receiver Taj Washington. Time for weather, brought to you by Tornado Roofing and Contracting. Protect your home before the next storm. Get your free roof and window estimate. Call 954-968-8155. We're in the upper 80s right now. Thunderstorms possible after 1 o'clock. The Joe Rose Show continues now. And Joe, it is time to head back out to the Toyota of Hollywood hotline. Shop over 2,000 Toyotas on sale. One location, Toyota of Hollywood on 441 between Hollywood and Sheridan, toyotaofhollywood.com.
You know, Woody, outside of the AFC East and seeing the same guys twice a year, I feel like I see this next guy more than any other team in the NFL. Dave Archer, Falcons color analyst, former quarterback. Dave, good morning. How you doing?
Joe, great to be with you, man. How are you?
I'm hanging in there. You know, when you're trying to climb back up again. You guys been through it yourselves up there.
Yeah.
There's always a little something going on around here. It's a little crazy. Hey, Dave, so I got to ask you, obviously, we're picking up the big tab on Tua, so we're curious. And I know every time he does anything, it's a national story, and he got off to a slow start. Now Michael Penix is back, full contact, and looks like I'm guessing he's going to play because they're saying the competition is still open. Do you feel like it's still open, or do you think they got a pretty good idea that Tua is going to start?
No, I think it is open, Joe. I think that Tua certainly had an opportunity probably to come in here and solidify himself as the guy, to start with Michael rehabbing the knee injury sustained about 9 games in the season, 10 games in the season a year ago. He had some injuries, obviously, in college, and so there was a little bit more of a slow roll on trying to get him back. I think that he felt like maybe he came back a little bit early the last time he hurt his knee in college, so he was pumping the brakes a little bit, as were the doctors, to try to make sure that he was mentally ready as well as physically ready. So all that adds up to Tua being the guy that's running the show in 11 on 11. Well, he shows up in training camp, and he's got a sore back, and he's not able to go initially. Right. And so now we got this national story about this kid out of Minnesota, Jack Strand, who played pretty well, who's a free agent that's played pretty well in camp. He's a rookie, and you know how that goes. So it's a fun story, and he's taken more of the spotlight than Tua probably should have. So anyway, the door left wide open. Now Penix has been cleared to come back, and I would expect to see both of them
in this game
on Friday night.
Yeah. You know, it's funny. That bye week's really changed everything, hadn't it, with this third preseason game, knowing that the next week everybody's off. I don't think anybody wants to be too rusty going into the first game of the season, right?
I think it's just good to see him back playing again, Joe. I mean, how many times have we gone into you go into a training camp, and you know as well as I do, we did it for a long time. Yeah, you can do what you want to in practice, and the practices are much softer than they were you and I when we went through. There's no goal line or 9-on-7 or that kind of stuff. Yeah. So you got to play in the games to get any type of semblance of what the game's like. But over the last several years, certainly here in Atlanta, nobody's playing in the preseason game. So subsequently, you go out and get your ass kicked in the first game of the season because you don't know how to hit anybody or do anything. So I'm glad they're just back to playing. Kevin Stefanski's been a big proponent of a little bit more physical training camp. He's right on the edge of what they can get away with, I think, on some of that stuff, which is good. I think that's helped him. But he's playing them in the preseason games, which has been good.
Yeah. Hey, by the way, just for the record, I don't miss Swanee, Georgia. Like, I like being with you guys, and it was kind of fun to get away, for a couple days. But, yeah, man, that was one hot place. I thought it was hot, and I was like, you got nothing on South Florida, man. That was different level, but those were great times for sure.
Yeah, I got in trouble because you guys were up here. I got mesmerized going over and watching the Dolphin offense with you and the Marks brothers and Marino, and I'm supposed to be over running my own offense, and here's the starting quarterback for the Falcons standing over here watching you guys practice. So.
Well, the joke was it was Dwight. Everything was about Dwight. It's the only time in the history of the franchise. I know it was about Danny, and if he's listening right now, he'd be laughing. But Dwight used to put a show on, for any defensive tackle that was going against him. Were you there when the first overall? I always forget, Dave. I don't know if you've talked. The first overall pick, you guys picked up some defensive tackle, and he went first play against Dwight. And we're going, oh, boy, this is, and at this point, Dwight's clearly the best center in the friggin' universe. And he's just pounding him every way possible. He's got him on the ground. And that's all anybody was watching. I look over, and everybody is watching from every field is just watching Dwight go to work. So
he was the best. He was the best, man. I think Tony Casillas.
It was Tony Casillas. That's who it was. That's right.
Yeah, Oklahoma. He's our first pick. Yeah, no question.
Great call. Hey, Dave, so we got this thing going down here. I'm on this thing like we got 2 1s and 2 second-round picks and an all-pro center right now. Like there's no more excuses for all this yap we have about offensive line problems. It should be the strength of our team. And they got a couple weeks to kind of get it ready. We always talk about, I spent more time on this radio talking about offensive line's not good enough. And, and we just, we just blame our offensive line for everything. How's your offensive line? I always considered it with Jake Matthews and the rest of those guys how do you look at the offensive line up there with Atlanta?
Yeah, it's a solid group, Joe. When you consider, you had the leader in yards from scrimmage in Bijan Robinson last year that playing behind that group with Jake Matthews on that left side. Matthew Bergeron came in a couple of years out of Syracuse, so the high second-round draft pick. He solidified the left guard. They've got a kind of a young guy at the center spot that's kind of one of those battlers. He's not a dominant player like Dwight or anybody like that, but he's kind of one of those guys that just kind of fights you. A guy named Ryan Newsel plays the center spot, and then Chris Lindstrom, 4-time Pro Bowler, at the right guard. So the problem is the right tackle position. Caleb McGarry decided to retire. He was a first-round draft pick the same year they drafted Chris Lindstrom in the first round, 2 first-round picks on that side. He retired kind of unceremoniously here last year. And so they've been trying to find that right tackle. They went out and got Juwan Taylor, who's a veteran player that has some ability, been banged up here in training camp, so they're hoping he can fill the spot. But so the starting group's pretty good. Then you get into the depth issues, and it's a battle of attrition up there where guys are going to have to play maybe more than you want them to. But it's a solid group. They were 8th in the league running the football last year with Bijan Robinson and Tyler Algier. So they can come off the ball and hit you in the mouth. And they're solid up front when it comes to pass protection. So I would say we're probably I think we're a top 10, top 12 offensive line.
Yeah, I've always looked at it that way. No. I'm with you. I know you guys had a rough game against us, which came out of nowhere, by the way, last year, and the game that we had against you guys up there.
Yeah.
I remember looking. I was going to look at it. We all looked at each other after the game. I said, we've shown no signs of that. And it was like, whatever happened today, man, and it was a big party going home after that one. Hey, so it is funny. Everybody's in the same boat, though, on this offense. Is there a shortage of offensive linemen? We're looking for 6, 7, and 8 because we need 6, 7, and 8 every year down here, it seems like. Is there a shortage of guards and tackles in this league?
It certainly seems like it, Joe, and it's weird that I don't know that the college football is meshing with the transition of the NFL. You and I, when we were playing, there was an emphasis on trying to run the football, and then you threw behind that. Obviously, you guys are really good at throwing the ball down there. We were a play-action team, ran the football with Gerald Riggs here. And now they went to the passing game, spread you out across the field and throw it all over the field. There's been kind of this transition, have you seen? you got to be loving it, this 12 and 13 personnel stuff where tight ends are all over
Yeah.
the field that can catch the ball and run and block. And they're kind of transitioning back to trying to run the football. I know you got Achan down there that can run the rock, and we've got guys up here with Bajan. And so with that, I don't think it's meshed up with college football. I think college football, they're still trying to go really fast and throw the ball all over the yard. And these guys are coming in out of college, and I'm not sure they're ready to, drop that hand in the dirt and come off the ball and hit people. So I'm wondering if that's not a part of the problem.
That's an interesting one. So I'm just curious. It always starts with a quarterback. I'm sure your guys, I see some of your radio guys in their comments. I see some guys are even wondering if Tua's going to get cut, which I don't think will happen. But what do you think ends up happening? Who do you see if both guys stay healthy? Any idea who might be the starting quarterback here in a couple weeks?
Well, you kind of lean into the idea, Joe, that they drafted Penix 8th overall here. Now, I know it's a different regime that drafted him, but if he's going to be a franchise guy, you got to figure out if he's a franchise guy. And I don't know that Tua necessarily is the answer to the Falcons' quarterback issues for the next several years. So I think they need to try to find out whether Penix can get it done. Now, can they figure that out in the next 3 weeks before the regular season starts, and then hand the ball to Tua and say, okay, this is the route we're going to go?
Yeah,
I think they're in a little bit of a quandary here. They're going to have to let the kid play and see if he's the guy, and if he's not, then obviously you get back into the lottery next year for some of these guys that are coming out of college.
Yeah, it looks like it's going to be absolutely loaded with quarterbacks all over the country, especially a couple of guys that ended up coming back to school for another year due to all that friggin' money everybody's making. But
yeah,
hey, on the Tua thing, is there anything? I know what we saw at the end of the year, and he got benched, obviously, the last three games for Quinn Ewers down here. Has he done anything surprise you? He's always had great anticipation. What have you seen from him or not seen that surprised you?
Well, I think that the stuff that you expect to come out, the timing throws, throwing guys open, those kind of things, the fluidity with which he does some of that stuff. I think that I expected him to be able to move around a little better. Maybe he doesn't seem to move as well as I thought he did, and I know he got banged up down there, and that's something he's kind of been cautioned against. I think he's done a really good job of trying to blend with the players up here. I know that there was some conversation about him calling some guys out down there last year, and it didn't go very well, and maybe he didn't do it the right way and stuff. I think he's made an effort to, sit with his teammates at lunch or whatever, just spending time with guys that he doesn't know, trying to get to know them and try to insert himself as a leader here. So I've been pleased to see him doing that. I think he's trying to do everything he can to blend in. Obviously, Penix has a relationship with the players here, so that's a tough one to kind of ride through.
That's true.
When you're not coming to be the guy, you're coming to replace a guy that got hurt. So it's it's kind of a weird dynamic.
Yeah, Dave, man, it's great catching up with you. Hey, I wish I had good news as far as the box you're going to be in this week, but I can't do that. Just so you know. And your partner, I know your partner's going to hit me with it, but I will make sure we got those key lime pies ready to go. That's all. It's the only thing I can promise you.
That's all we need, and a heavy pair of binoculars when we're sitting, we'll be in good shape.
As we get older, we need thicker ones, man. I got you, Dave. Thank you, man. Appreciate you coming on.
Great to be with you.
All right, thank you. Dave Archer, Falcons color analyst, and Woody, not fans of that box. I always love when they knock on our door. The first time when the teams come to town, they knock on, they go, "You're kidding. You guys got it too?" We go, yeah, it's a little tight in here. It's a little tight in here, man. Just use the binoculars. It's great.
Yeah, we have the same one for the Canes. It's a tough view.
Yeah.
It is tough to see the other end of the field from there.
Yeah.
You need the high-end binoculars there.
Hey, man.
Are you a binocular man?
100%.
Yeah.
It's got to be right. Play's got to be right on top of us there in the red zone down at our end for me. To trust these eyes, man.
It is tough sometimes.
Oh, that's funny. Yeah, they're funny. They're great, and they're very funny guys. I enjoy the hell out of seeing them. We seem to play Atlanta Falcons every year, don't we? It's crazy. Preseason or regular season, we seem to always play the Atlanta Falcons. Hey, I want to tell you about Michael Kotze at Choice Mortgage. Boy, I'll tell you what, need cash to pay off taxes, liens, judgments, IRS. high interest rate, second mortgages, credit card debt, call Michael Kotze at Choice Mortgage, 561-441-2730. If you own a commercial, residential property with equity, call Michael right now. He can help you. I know you need that money. I know you want to speed it up. He's about great service, getting it done quickly for you. He's been helping Floridians for more than 30 years. Looking to buy a home today? He'll get you pre-approved with little money down. Now is the time to lock in before interest rates go even higher. Call him on his cell phone or text him. He works 24/7. Yes, Saturday and Sunday. Michael Kotze is spending time with that beautiful wife, but he's also going to help you. 561-441-2730. Nobody does it better than Michael Kotze. That's why he's been successful for so long. MLS 166254. Rates and terms subject to change. Daily without notice. He's an equal housing lender.
What are you making friends out there?
Oh, part-time Paul's in here today, and he got going on those 76er tickets. He said,
Are you giving him the tickets?
No,
Can he
no.
go to the game?
I'm thinking about it.
There you go.
That's all right.
He already told me I'm good. So.
Yeah, you're always good.
He always gives me a
I
plus.
know, Woody, you're
Well, he
always
always gives
good.
me a +1. I was going to bring Leon, but maybe.
Well, you're not going by yourself.
No, I'm saying like maybe I could bring you as my +1.
No, take your son.
I want you to experience a game in person. You haven't been in a while.
I haven't. They quit calling me. I knew Tim quit calling me, so I figured it's like, wow, it's been that bad, huh?
Well, you're one of those Broward guys that never crosses the
Hey,
border.
man, I got to tell you, it's not that, because when I was working that TV shift, I did interviews after and then did live and then drove home and then came right back down here to do shows, man. Nobody felt sorry for you, getting paid, but.
No.
But
Well, you're going to go bond with Klay at some point, right?
Oh, yeah. Well, Klay Thompson might be just the guy to go down there and do the Bay Area,
He
bonding.
seems like a cool dude, right?
I think he is,
Yeah.
yes. Everything about him has been pretty good, yes.
Boy, did he have a good run with Steph.
He did.
Man.
Hey, man, you're part of the Splash Brothers. That's a little piece
Yeah.
of history right there. And obviously, man, they're going to try to run this thing back. And I think he didn't realize it, but he got out the right time.
In Golden State?
Yeah, that thing, they're going again on age, and like they have same problems. Guys break down. Steph can't play back-to-back games.
Mm-hmm. I actually thought they had a pretty legitimate shot at LeBron.
Jimmy's hurt now.
Jimmy's
coming back.
always got something going on. Why don't they just save him and hope they make the playoffs? Just have him sit the entire season.
Well, they got to win enough games.
I know
before
what I'm
they do
saying.
it.
Like, just have him sit the entire season, pray that you can sneak into the play-in, and then activate him.
Yeah. All right.
Playoff Jimmy.
Playoff Jimmy. Boy.
The only thing that matters
Yeah,
is
we
the
got
playoffs, Joe,
we
not
got
those 82 regular season games that the networks are paying billions for.
Hey, you know the deal. Remember that commissioner, by the way, Adam Silver, he's
Mhm.
got his hands full too.
Yeah.
You know, everybody talks about, they all do.
Well, because they hate the WNBA commissioner, too, so he's got to step in, right? Doesn't he have to
I
put out
think-
some fires over there?
I think he occasionally has to call and go, hey, how the hell does your league have more drama than my league? What the hell's going on over there? What's going on? Jeez.
That thing has a new story every day.
Well,
someone threw another one of those things on the court. I guess that's coming back.
So
I don't know.
the big thing is the T, man, the transgender thing. I get it. It's the big topic, and it's a big one. And, you got everybody all over and support, no support. And that one, by the way, of all the things, it's amazing. That thing's right there. That thing ranks right up there when you look at things, and if somebody disagrees with you on either side of that one gets ugly.
But it becomes very tiring, right? Because sports should be the
Yes.
escape from all of that stuff. Like, I don't want
True.
any of that mixed in with sports. And it's just, right now, it's blending and it's becoming,
right.
It's just not good.
Yeah.
old NBA guys should stay away, man. What are you doing? I get that Enes Kanter's trying to stay relevant. He's desperate, I guess, but man.
It was funny for like a split second, especially to one side of this thing to
Yeah.
make their point. But now it's like, okay.
You don't have to show up at the games, do you?
If you want a fan and you want to go. But if you're just trying to be, an ass clown, you can be at times a pretty good ass clown on your own.
Yeah.
You don't need any help from.
Because I do feel like a
WNBA.
lot of those women playing, I'm guessing all of them, want their league to be taken seriously.
Yeah, they don't want all this. I get. Look at there's so many different parts. That league is very unique. It's doing well. It seems to be doing better, but it's very unique.
Yeah.
To put it nicely.
But you got to do the best job you can to keep the culture war stuff out of sports.
They can't help themselves, man. They cannot help themselves. Yes, they cannot help themselves. And they can say things that they don't seem to get as much trouble as when men say them.
I suppose, yes.
Yeah. You thought about that first.
I did. I had to, yeah.
Joe's been thinking about this one a little bit.
Been marinating.
Well, hey, man, we all got a belief on that whole thing. We do. We always you feel one way or the other on this thing.
Mm-hmm.
About guys playing in women's sports and, changing.
Yes, and most people are on the same side with that
No.
part of it. It's such an extreme.
No,
but
actually.
I don't know. I don't know what people think. I shouldn't say that.
Yeah. All right. I don't want to get that one all liquored up here this morning.
Yeah, there you go.
Get that one all lathered up here this morning with everything going on. By the way, Lane Kiffin can get it going. Poor old Lane. He thought he had himself another tight end, and the SEC stepped in and go, no. Once you sign contracts just for the NBA and the G Leaguers and the 10-day contracts in the NBA and NFL, you sign a contract with a professional league, you're not coming back to college. Not in our conference. So the Big Ten and SEC, I'm glad they did it. I'm glad they did this. I agree. And by the way, if nothing else, how weird is it? If nothing else, and you disagree with me, the fact that you wait around to see if you're going to get taken on an active roster, if you're going to be picked up for a practice squad, or you go in early and go, are you going to cut me? And are you going to pick me back up? Probably not. Okay, well, I'm going back to college. Can you hurry? Because I got a game in 3 or 4 days. I got a game coming up. I don't want to miss the first game of the season. I want to get every check. It's just weird. Yep, right into we're going to have a special transfer portal for the NFL cut guys, which might be all of them, just about. So that was crazy. Oh, Lane, boy, he's been carrying on. He looks, by the way, he's about a half an ass clown right now, too. He right. Well, if I don't do it, they're all going to do it. Well, now you don't have to worry because Big Ten and SEC have spoken. So 2 of the big boys, I'm guessing the ACC, Woody, you see the ACC grabbing any of these guys?
Wouldn't it be awesome if the ACC came out and they're like, we're going to allow all these guys to play?
Yeah.
Could you imagine? They go, screw the SEC and the Big Ten. If you're a former pro athlete, you come play for us in our conference.
Let me just say something.
That'd be great.
As loaded as Miami is right now, I'd be very disappointed if they grabbed another guy. I'm being serious. I'd be disappointed.
Like one of the pro guys?
Yeah. Just me.
The problem,
Let me hear you say something. What do you think?
What if Miami grabbed one of those guys? Well, I think the outrage right now is a little extreme. It's probably not a great idea.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying.
I was kidding, but I just think it would be funny if the ACC came out and they were like, well, screw those guys. We're going to do what we want here.
No, there's some
and we're going to take all these pros.
Well, there's some teams that could upgrade their roster right now. There's some teams that aren't as good as the Miamis and LSUs.
Well, what we need, Joe, is we need some sort of like ruling on this because do you consider – well, let me ask you something. Do you consider the G League a professional league?
Yes.
Okay. Because, I guess
they're not playing for free, are they?
Well, in G League, you can go play 1 year and then get to the NBA, right?
Are they?
They are getting paid, well, yes, but they're getting paid in college, though.
All right.
They're getting a lot more in college than they are in the G League.
That's correct. That's why they want to come back to those G Leaguers had no idea, they do now, about the difference in money, except the goal is always get to the best league, right? The goal is to get to the NFL. The goal is to get to the NBA.
What if you go through the NFL draft process and you don't get drafted?
Okay.
Should you be able to go back?
So you come back and you don't get drafted again.
You've declared that you want to go into the draft. Maybe you got some bad information from your agent who told you you're going to get picked. And you go. And you go through the draft. You don't get picked.
I'm just guessing here before you play make-believe world. If you played 4 years like these guys and you go in, I don't think your 5th year when you go out and play, I don't think you get drafted when you come back for your next year. I think it's the same thing. Okay. I think the same grades on you.
But the problem, though, is that you can go back and make money.
No, I understand why.
So are we going to let guys go through draft processes and come back like you can do in basketball too, right?
Not now. SEC and Big Ten, no more.
Okay.
That's the whole thing.
But that's not technically playing in the pros. That's just going through the draft.
Once you sign a
contract. Or what if you get what if you get selected in a later round than you thought?
I don't know about that. That's different. But once you sign that contract that you made the decision, then that should hold up. That's a great one, though. If you don't like where you're drafted, I know a lot of people think if you don't like where you've been drafted or you don't like the fact you didn't, you want to go back for another year. But again, so you want to sit around in college and wait to see if your guy's going to get drafted or not? Or I don't know. I'd have loved to have had that left tackle back one more year at Miami.
But they need to make some sort of concrete rules about this of what's pro, what's not pro. Can you play overseas and go to college? That's been allowed.
Woody, there's
those are professional leagues.
They are, and that's been a complaint too about in college basketball.
Yeah, you get guys that come over here from Europe and they're older, they're
20,
experienced guys.
We got the Wild West right now, man. It's wide open. I mean, there's we got leaks everywhere. We really do. There's whoever gets this thing figured out should get some kind of award to get it all patched up, and
the commissioner of college.
And by the way, get everybody happy. By the way, the NCAA they got no control over the ACC. Excuse me, the Big Ten and SEC.
Mm-hmm.
They don't have control over the ACC. Then now we're going to suspend this guy. Now you're not.
The only people that have control are these local judges, apparently.
They got a lot of pull. You're right about that. I'll tell you who else got a lot of control right now of you getting injured and making sure you get healthy again. Baptist Health South Florida and that sports medicine program they have put together. Man, I love talking about Baptist Health South Florida and the doctors they have put together. I call it the all-star lineup of specialists. And if you're going to be considered to be one of the top sports medicine programs in the country, you better have damn good doctors for every part of the body, and they do. People ask me almost every day. I always get a kick out of this. Hey, Joe, where do the Dolphins and the Heat and Inter Miami and the Panthers, what doctors do they use when those guys get injured? I see they're out and they're getting surgery. Where do they go? And I go, Baptist Health South Florida. And that's the ones that take care of them. You know why? Because they got specialists. They can get you great results. Great experience. Teams of knee doctors and shoulder and foot and ankle doctors, hand and back specialists, hip and knee replacement, some of the best in the business. The other day I was talking to some of the doctors. Go, man, our hip and knee doctors, man, they rank at the top in the country. They are really, really good. And I go, well, that's good to know. Achilles, hey, man, any kind of injury you've been through, you or anybody in your family, it's not just about high school, college, and professional athletes. It's about all of us, team and individual sports, and great facilities and great doctors. That's how you become a top sports medicine program. And Baptist Health South Florida, man, congratulations, you have it. The Pineapple is alive and well with great locations at Doctors Hospital in Coral Gable, Hard Rock Stadium, next to the training facility of the Miami Dolphins, and 595 and Pine Island in Plantation. Visit BaptistHealth.net/ortho today. All right, welcome back. Good morning, everybody. Woody, man, we had a crazy run of stories. Everybody having fun, too, with the CEO and owner of the San Francisco 49ers. That's
bro, what else
that'd
can
be nice
happen
and embarrassing
before we kick
to the
things
family.
off, right?
No.
What else can happen? This has been unbelievable. We should make a list of all the stories from this offseason.
Yeah.
What was the best for you? The Sorsby thing was uncharted territory.
That one's got to be by itself.
That one's a bizarre
Especially
one.
when we found out, no, the judge said, I got no problem. Continue, get a little help, but let's see you throw 35, 40 touchdowns this year at Texas Tech.
Guys coming back from the pros to play in college.
Yeah.
Bizarre.
Woody.
How about guys staying in college and skipping the draft? Right? You got quarterbacks that could have been taken in the first round that decided they're going to come back.
I will never understand from everybody I talked to that Dante Moore from Oregon.
Showing him on the screen right now.
Went back to school.
They said he's projected to be the number 1 pick in 2027. It says they have, how about this, Joe? It says Dante Moore, number 1 overall to the Browns via projected mock trade with the Dolphins.
That tells you right there, Woody, right?
Oh, they're working hard at that right now, bro.
Yeah.
Jordan Reed's mock draft. Oh,
That's
Lord.
where we are already worried about next
We're
year's
trading down, Joe. We're trading back,
class.
yeah, so the Browns can get another quarterback.
Yeah,
Arch Manning, by the way, number 2 to the Cardinals.
Yeah.
So maybe the Dolphins traded back to 3 to take the receiver.
Who's going to be 3? Minsaw may be a 3 coming up here. The way too early 2027 mock draft.
I was talking to Jamie about this yesterday. I fear, Joe, that this could be one of those seasons where we're talking about the draft kind of early on.
Yes. Oh, no.
C.J. Carr to the Jets at 3, by the way.
C.J. Carr.
So 3 straight quarterbacks to start the draft.
Should be a little Jeremiah Smith coming up in a minute.
Well, I don't know where the Dolphins in the mock trade ended up, Joe. Like, where did they trade back to here?
I will tell you, it may be early this season. The Dolphins may be looking. They may be taking a look to, right, mock drafts, and we're going to be watching college football, and we come in Monday morning, people going, all right, I got our guy. I like this guy at this position and that position. Hey, man, one thing about those mock drafts, when they put them out, people look at them, don't they? No matter who you are, they like to put them out. Whoever you think, if they figure you're taking time to put out a mock draft, I'm going to take time to look at it.
Well, you're going to like this, Joe. He had them trading back to 4 and taking Jeremiah Smith. And that would be the first non-quarterback off the board in this scenario here. So you got Dante Moore, Arch Manning, C.J. Carr, then Smith, and then Cam Coleman, another receiver, going 5th.
Where's he from? I've never even heard of him.
He's from Texas.
Oh. Figured Texas.
Transferred from Auburn to Texas.
Got a lot of good players. Anyway, yeah. Hey, man, I don't know a lot about next year's draft, but if there's one guy that I would count on that's going to be really good, this is no secret, Jeremiah Smith's going to be really good. He was built since he's about 15. He's been built like an NFL receiver.
I need a bolder prediction from you, though.
I don't know any.
No,
you want to do one, you go ahead.
I don't have
get that ready to go. Hey,
we got a couple of hurricanes in this thing, by the way. 29, you got Scott. 30, you got Moten.
They got our 2 defensive tackles going.
Back
I got
to
tell
back
you, man.
there, yeah.
I like Moten a lot, and I like Scott a lot. I'd like to see us get more out of Scott. I have seen no signs, though, of first-round drafts, of first-round picks by those 2.
So he doesn't have Mensa.
And it's not a shot. I think they're both going to get drafted. I just haven't seen that dominant a play that those 2 guys are first-round picks.
Yeah, they're not actually talking right now about Mensa being not in his first round. So, and then 32, Joey, has the Dolphins picking again via a trade with the Rams or something, taking Will Help, the edge from Clemson.
Okay.
So there you go. So the Dolphins get a receiver and an edge.
Why the hell
in
do we
2027?
Why the hell do we even need to play the year? We already got our picks ready to go.
Would you be unhappy with that pick? I mean, I'd take that now.
Well, if you told me we're taking a pass rusher and a wide receiver right now, I'd probably feel pretty good about it, yes.
This is all assuming that Malik Willis pans out.
Yeah. I think.
That's the biggest part of this whole thing, right?
We'll see. Yeah. Not everybody's sold.
If he doesn't pan out, they're obviously going to be drafting one of those quarterbacks.
It's probably a 50-50 club right now, but
what do you think the chances are that he's the guy?
I think he's got a chance, yes. I'm just watching him with nothing around him so far and go, yeah. I think a lot of it is
do you think it'll be tough to evaluate him with how bad this thing could be?
I think a lot of it falls back on Slowick, coordinator, to put in game plans that work and get the most out of every guy and grow the hell out of that wide receiver room, especially if you're talking about 3 of your 4 draft picks being your top wide receivers, 3 of 4 being a draft class this year, rookies. Whew. Wow, that's young.
But isn't the other kind of issue here that if you're not 100% sold on this guy, this is about as deep a quarterback class as you're going to see?
Yeah.
So that's kind of an issue to some extent, right?
We'll see.
I just wonder if by the end of this season, we're all going to be sitting here like we found our guy without question.
Well, I don't know. You can do without question because I don't know if he's got enough around him to do without question.
That's the problem. So, but you have like this draft is so
I don't know
deep
why
with
you're trying. I know, but it's the same guy. We put any of those quarterbacks in this situation right now. How do you think
be a
they're
disaster?
Gonna
I know.
Okay, well that's the point. There's got to be a little Drake May eyeballs in this. Like, okay, Drake May's doing some things, and he doesn't have a lot. And
yeah, I agree with you on the eye test. He's got to pass the eye test.
And if
he has so far, by the way,
we'll all know.
Not that it matters, but
boy, he's. You realize outside of Achane, he could be playing in certain snaps with all rookies at skilled positions, 3 wide receivers, and a tight end that could all be rookies. Now, there's some Dulcich in there, there's some Washington in there, and some other stuff. But really, Achane, and by the way, I said this earlier in the show, every game plan is going to key on Devon Achane and not letting him have one of those where you have 2,000 yards in a season, which he teased last year that he might get there, ended up with 18-something. You don't want that guy to beat you with 120 yards rushing and 60 yards pass receiving or 50 yards because that's what he did. He had a lot of games, 150, 160, 170 total yards. And great opportunity for other people. But, yeah, I don't know. Look at, man, I'm not 100% sure on Malik Willis. But again, if you look right now, where he needs some help.
Yeah.
He needs some help. And starts with the offensive line, and those receivers got a couple weeks to get a hell of a lot better. Hey, they're going to get tested this week. They're all playing. So have no idea. No idea, man. But for me to say 100%, we're going to take one of those 6 or 7 quarterbacks. I don't know, but it's on. It's definitely on the table. It's like it's crazy or stupid, but I do know they think they've got a guy that's got a chance to be a franchise quarterback. He's not just a guy they put a Band-Aid on. He's not in the Band-Aid team. We got a lot of Band-Aids there right now. He's not on the Band-Aid team. Just patch it up and put a Band-Aid on it for a while. They think he's got a chance to be the guy.
I'm hoping so, Joe. Hey, real quick before we go to break, Pete Thamel just sent this out. North Texas has named veteran transfer Taven Jackson the school starting quarterback. He has started 16 games and appeared in 27 over a career that has included stops at UCF, Indiana, and Tennessee.
Okay.
This is his 4th school.
So he's bouncing around till he's finally found a home, and he'll have 2 years left of eligibility.
4th school.
Yeah. Hey, Woody.
My God, man.
Woody, there's not a lot of guys when you get ready for these games that went to one school.
4?
No, that 4's a lot. 4's a lot. Woody?
He's been in Orlando, Bloomington, Indiana, and Knoxville, Tennessee.
Woody, can I give you
and
one?
Now he's in North Texas.
Would I give you one better before we go to 9 o'clock hour? How about 4 high schools and 4 colleges? We're going to see that.
You get the tour, yeah.
And we got a lot of guys, 3 high schools down here.
Wow.
Can they get to 4?
4 colleges.
Isn't that crazy?
It is.
Crazy. All right. We got more stuff to get to. I do want to talk about Dr. Barry at Recovery Unplugged. Hey, man, this summer, it's time to get you healthy. It's time to get you feeling better about yourself. You're going through some mental health stuff. Depression, anxiety right now is kicked in, and it's just gotten out of control. And you're off the road a little bit, and you're in a funk. And sometimes it has to do with a marriage, losing a marriage. Sometimes it has to do with losing jobs, things that affect your life, man. And you got in a funk, and now you don't know how to get out of it. And your friends have noticed. Everybody's noticed in your life. You've shut everybody out. Recovery Unplugged can really get it turned around. Dr. Barry and his team, man, they are ready to have your back and get this thing turned around. Their mental health residential program in Fort Lauderdale. It's private, it's comfortable, and it will help you heal with music-based care that hits the right note. They accept most major insurance plans. Call 954-737-4508 if you're listening right now and you're going through it or somebody you know could use some help. Please make sure they call Recovery Unplugged, 954-737-4508, or visit recoveryunplugged.com. This summer, heal out loud.
If it's going down, you
3.
This update is brought to you by Doral Hyundai in Miami. We go to the beach for a little Solcito, and when you want a low price, you save with your Pricito. Save now with your Pricito at Doral Hyundai, starting with the Marlins, who came up short, dropping to the Red Sox 7-3 in 11 innings after a Red Sox grand slam. Miami will look to avoid the sweep tonight with the first pitch at 6:40 from Lone Depot Park. You can catch the game right here on WQAM. And in Dolphins news, Coach Jeff Hafley said yesterday that Chris Bell is expected to play in Friday's preseason finale. Coach also said Zach Sealer is expected to be ready to start the season, while Kenneth Grant's status is uncertain. The Dolphins also released offensive lineman Jamari Sawyer and receiver Taj Washington. Time for weather, brought to you by Tornado Roofing and Contracting. Hurricane season is here. Make sure your roof and windows are ready. Call 954-968-8155 for a free estimate. We're in the high 80s. We have a chance of thunderstorms after 1 o'clock. And, Joe, all this talk of hurricanes, we need to get to the kickoff of Game 1, man, because this stuff on TV and all this is just
I have
a lot of fighting going on.
Yeah, well, we've been through all this stuff. And Lane Kiffin will be able to get back to his team that's loaded. He didn't need to be a pig either. And he'll be fine. He had a lot of money. He got everything he wanted in that contract. A lot of teams interested in him. He chose to go to LSU, and he's in great shape. He'll be fine. It's time to move on and not worry about getting your Ole Miss tight end or anybody else. You got a really good team. You're fine. You're fine. So, and Woody, to your point, we're going to be talking about college football, not what everybody's payroll is, not what everybody's making. We're going to be talking about the actual 11-on-11 games, 11-on-11 special teams, 11-on-11 on offense and defense, and we'll go from there. That's where we are.
About 5 days, they'll take flight to Stanford.
Tuesday going to Stanford for a Friday night game, and then we'll get rolling here, and maybe get a little Mario Cristobal on Monday before he's taking off here. But, yeah.
Is that the holiday weekend? Is that the 3-day weekend?
Why are you asking me?
You're always up to date on company holidays. But no, it's not Labor Day, right?
I don't know.
I think Labor Day is the following weekend.
There you go.
I thought it was always the first weekend of college football, no?
I don't know. Wood. But we got past all the drama. We'll be fine, and we'll be talking.
Usually comes around right when your tennis tournament is going.
Monday, September 7th.
There you go. By the way, we got the U.S. Open for people that do care.
Did you watch the Red Zone thing?
No. I did watch a little Alcaraz, but no.
How'd he play?
You can't tell in mixed doubles. Mixed doubles.
That's what it was, mixed doubles?
Yeah.
He played
with Serena.
Really?
Yeah.
Now, you're not interested in mixed doubles yet, right?
I'm not a doubles person, period. I cannot watch. You don't want to talk about going from singles and then somebody goes, let's go watch doubles. I don't want to play doubles. I don't want to watch doubles. I like singles.
Here's the $1 million question then. Would you rather play doubles tennis or singles pickleball?
Doubles or triples tennis.
So you'd rather play doubles tennis?
Yes.
What about mixed doubles?
I even said put a 3 out there.
What about mixed doubles tennis and your wife has to be your partner?
She won't do it.
She has to be in this scenario.
No, you can't put her in everything. She doesn't. She's not a.
I can't imagine playing tennis with her would be good for your relationship.
She's not a fan of playing tennis with me. Shocking, right?
I have a feeling you'd have a tough time finding a partner, though, to match your intensity.
So the problem with the guys that play doubles, everybody wants to coach you instead of just going out and playing.
Yeah.
And you got guys that aren't very good players telling you how they want you to play. And they're usually older.
Okay.
And I just don't.
Do you know who your partner would be if you had to choose one right now? Like, do you know who you would go with?
That'd be easy to play with?
Yeah. Who would you pick as your partner?
I don't know.
I'm really putting you on the spot right now.
I don't play doubles, but you're just like, you're full of like, get to know Joe Rose today in tennis.
My scenario was, would you, because I know you really can't stand the idea of doubles. Would you rather play doubles tennis or singles pickleball?
Neither. I don't want to play. Like, you know how
so
I
you would
feel
retire
about
from the game?
Yes, I just walk at the park. I just go walk.
That's sad. I think you should
I'd
at least
walk
give it
over
a
at
shot,
Vista View,
man.
put some good music in my ears, and just walk. and space off into another world. That's what I would do.
That makes me sad.
You bring up some.
I think you would love pickleball. I really do.
What'd you rather do? Have a weekend with your wife in a
Don't
hotel,
make up
just
a weird,
the two of you, or hang with
10
your
guys,
10 buddies
yeah,
putting the same shirt on 3 days in a row? What would you rather do?
I don't know. I had a lot of fun with them.
Yeah.
We had a nice weekend. Boys' night out. You know?
Boys' nights out.
Nights out, yeah. And you wake up and they're still there.
Well, I have more people at this event tell me last night, hey, my wife's not a fan of the special clubs either. And I go, no.
Yeah.
Huh.
I wish I could show, and I won't show you, but I want to show you the place that we rented, that we slept in. I'm not going to show it to you because I know that you gave me enough crap while I was gone.
Did you guys put 2 in a bed?
No, not 2 in a bed, but
you guys didn't have 3 or 4 guys in a room.
No, I'm not going to show you the room, but it was small. We were in the heart of Montreal.
Did you guys
great location.
Did you
It's
guys,
all about location, Joe.
Did you cuddle up a little bit?
No, we all had our own bed. Everyone had their own bed. It was weird though. It was an unusual sleeping situation.
How did the guy that does really well with the ladies I met at the party? Did he was he out and
he actually did not do well, and he got taken for a ride at the adult establishment.
He thought he had something going, and it didn't.
She cleaned him out.
Pros Pro. That's a Pros Pro.
Savvy veteran. Yep.
Pros Pro said and did all the right things.
Yep. There were a lot of those savvy vets. A couple of my buddies got hurt.
No, it's just the 3. The 3 out of 10 got hurt.
Yeah.
No, it was a 7. 7 got to go. 7 got to go.
3 are banned.
3 stay. No.
We have a 30% ban rate.
You know, all 3 of those guys, when they got home, you know one of the first questions they had to answer, right?
Did you go?
Did you go to those clubs?
Well, we'll vouch for them.
It's never about, hey, did you guys all have a good time? Hey, who'd you pick? It's what'd you guys end up doing? They go right to those clubs.
It's a shame, man. Chez Paris was fun. That's what it was called, I think. Everything's in French there. A lot of French.
And everybody looked good?
What do you mean everybody? Like in the club or outside?
Yeah. No,
generally not the best looking city I've ever been to, but the club was fine, yeah. I just sat there though.
Yeah.
Kept to my awkward self.
That's what you're supposed to do.
Yep.
Did your wife ask you if you went to one of those clubs?
She didn't, but can I give you a little peek inside really quick? So this is weird. They don't have singles in their money. They have 5s. Like it's similar to Euros. They don't have like 1s.
Okay.
So you know how at a strip club usually you throw 1s on the stage or whatever. They're coins. The dollars are coins there, so you can't throw coins at them. Or whatever on the stage.
So they're getting 5s every time.
So something really weird, like they would have the guys would go onto the stage and lay down, and they would put the money on them like a 5. It was really weird, man. But you learn other people's cultures when you travel like that, so it's nice. I just never seen anything like that.
Okay.
It was very bizarre. Not something I would do personally, but.
So what made this guy choose Montreal, whoever it was that said, hey, we're going to Montreal this year? What was that? He heard a song
I think
or
Montreal
something?
is like a big bachelor party place. Like it's like a big guy trip thing.
I didn't know that. So I would have thought Toronto over Montreal.
No, I think Montreal is the
Now, I
place,
did see a Montreal mob movie. Some of the original mob
Really?
families did end up going up to Montreal. Had a nice deal going. Yeah.
It's just a lot of French. But they have the same garbage we have here. They have the same all the fast food restaurants. They're just all in French.
I wish you wouldn't say. You don't have to say garbage. There's no reason to say.
They had the Subway. They had a lot of Subways up there, and they had something called the Sub Dog.
How was the Sub Dog?
I didn't get to eat one.
Well, you teased me about it, and then now you're going to say you didn't have one.
It's a foot-long hot dog and a sub roll. And they had giant signs for it all over the place. It was the talk of the town, the Sub Dog.
Okay. All right.
Great culture.
Boy, I tell you what, that's some great stuff, man.
I gave you a whole tour there. I told you what happens inside the clubs. And
I can see off that story, it probably wasn't the most exciting trip that you just told me about.
It was
right
exciting
there.
for us.
Okay. Well, everybody's
It's our brand of excitement.
Everybody's excitement's a little different, apparently. Hey, we got to go to break here. God, I apologize for that, putting everybody through that with Woody's Montreal trip. But and nothing Nothing really good. Nothing good. Nothing almost happened. You think every guy left that place without getting lucky? Every guy?
Yes, I know for a fact they didn't, because I would have known had someone came back.
Oh, one guy wouldn't.
I'll show you what our sleeping
Stray off
quarters
to
look
their
like, but you
All
can't you can't tell anyone.
All right.
Is that fair?
Yeah.
All right.
I don't care, so it's fine. Chevy Colorado, I care about that. I care about the Colorado Custom to the ZR2. I care about the truck family. Oh, my gosh, I've been talking about your South Florida Chevy dealers for a long time. I love my SUV, to maybe too much. I've had to cut back on talking about that unbelievable Tahoe that I drive every day. It's just so much fun. Just such a great SUV to drive. But it's truck time and Chevy Silverado time. From the custom Trail Boss to the Silverado EV, we got 10 models and 4 powerful engine choices. Silverado delivers an impressive balance of strength, dependability, and efficiency. It's like they've custom-made a truck absolutely perfect for your lifestyle that you're going to like. Hey, man, whatever it is. Full-time working truck's the guy that gets up early in the morning, doesn't leave till that job is done. Sometimes that means 7 days a week, long hours every day. We got a truck for you. The Chevy Silverado HD, true from powerful LTZ with premium style and substance to match. And if you need a big boy to get around and your family to get around and the toys on the weekend when you do have some time off to enjoy with your family and your truck, the Chevy Silverado HD High Country is perfect for you. The best of South Florida lifestyle. Chevy's loaded down right now with trucks. We want you to come by, take a test drive, and we want to sit down and make sure you get the best deal you've ever had in your life. Check out your South Florida Chevy dealers today.
The Joe Rose Show is presented
I got to tell you, Joe, I love that you're doing fantasy football during the breaks here, giving people your
Gabby
your thoughts
needed
on
some
guys.
help,
I love
and
that.
it's funny because you go through it, and we're sitting here disagreeing on who's going to have more touchdown passes, and she's asking for help, and I don't think Mahomes is going to throw a lot of touchdown passes this year, and you're like, love Mahomes, and
I think he's going to win the MVP.
okay.
Be a great story.
It'd be a great comeback if he did that, coming off that knee and who he's playing
You
with.
really doubt this guy that much? You just
Yeah.
don't think he's got enough around him?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't think their defense is nearly as good as it's been. But we'll see.
Yeah.
I think
Comeback player of the year, maybe?
that would be. Now you're talking about 35 touchdowns, 35-plus touchdowns comeback. That'd be great.
They're talking
does that.
about Caleb Williams right now. You think he's in for a big one? Okay.
No.
That noise says it all.
No. I mean, he's going to be good.
We have the Bears on the schedule this year.
We do. We play everybody at home, man. They got Joe coming to town, Caleb coming to town, Justin Herbert coming to town, Mahomes coming to town, Josh Allen coming to town, of course.
Mm-hmm.
Part of the division. I remembered that when I said that. I don't want anybody to think that I forgot. Hey, so anyway, we're gonna find out today. Hopefully, get some good news on our starters getting a lot of playing time for this game. I'm guessing they're not out there beating each other up too badly here in the last week of preseason. Before the preseason game, the bye week, and then off to Las Vegas. I should say, boy, there's going to be a lot of work between this last preseason game on Friday night and what is going to happen before that game with Vegas, and all the work in between, including that bye week, extra days to put that team together. And, boy, everybody in the league says, watch out, man. You got anybody that you think's going to slip through that we really like, better be careful, because the Dolphins are going to be hunting down everybody's practice squad looking for players that can improve their team. They'll be picking guys up to start with and bringing them in from cuts. It'll be interesting to see how many guys. I think it's going to be maybe early 40s. I think it'll be a few more guys. I would not be surprised if it's at least 10 guys that are not on this team right now that will be there, that they will bring in. 10 guys. I might be, it's usually not that many, obviously, but this is a very unique and a very thin roster for this right now. But there's been some nice stories, and there have been some guys that have played well with all these injuries. How do they feel about them? Because a lot of them, people are going to say, well, they're just out there till the starters come back, and they're letting these guys get super healthy, and then they'll go. We got a whole bunch of tight ends hurt right now. Ben Sims, Kazmarek, Cole Turner's now hurt. I mean, God. Excuse me. There's a bunch of guys really struggling that are a little banged up. And if you're banged up, they're not going to play in a couple days.
Have you seen the list of guys around the league that are banged up? It's unbelievable.
I'll bet you there's 10 to 12 guys on average per team.
Well, there was a list of, like, frontline guys that were hurt. I know Jamar Chase went down yesterday. He got shaken up.
He won't see anything now till the opening game.
Yeah, but I was just it seems like a lot.
Any guy that got nicked up did not practice this week, starting Monday, is not going to play in this last game.
Yeah.
They're not. And there's going to be a whole, and one thing that won't change, the third and fourth quarter of the final preseason game used to be 4, now it's 3. Those guys will play a lot of football, and a lot of them will not be on this team. A lot of those guys playing late in this game in the second half, third quarter and fourth quarter, late third quarter in the fourth quarter, will not be on this team no matter what they do. They're going to have no shot. Maybe practice squad for a couple of guys And by the way, that even they can put a guy in their practice squad and knock him out because they found somebody else for the practice squad. That practice squad is nothing. I mean, to knock a guy in and out of practice squad, that could happen 4 or 5 times. That could happen a bunch. So anyway, we've got all that going, and of course, we've got a lot more. Omar Kelly is going to join us coming up. We'll talk to Omar about the 53-man roster, get his take on everything, and talk about some of the positions where it's a little thin. And, of course, Omar had some stuff on a bad practice yesterday. And
do you have any concerns with that stuff?
With
when
what?
You see Omar come out with how bad the practice was?
No.
Okay.
They weren't the only
ones. You
ones.
guys, I'm sure, had bad practices in your day.
Yeah, we have guys when they're dead and it just gets bad, and one guy fumbles, the next guy drops the ball.
Mm-hmm.
Another guy jumps offside, and about that time, Shoes comes screaming out on the field. What the F are we doing? What are we doing? We better get this clean. And he go nuts.
Wow.
But, yeah, it's going to happen. You're not going to be sharp every day. You're just not. There are probably a few guys a little sore, probably a few guys a little banged up. The jumping off sides thing drives them nuts. The ball on the ground drives them nuts. Dropping passes right now, if you're a receiver, and the amount of passes that have been dropped, there have been a lot of footballs dropped in this camp. There have been a lot of footballs dropped. So I'm guessing they're a little concerned with that. I'll tell you, he's in a great position. Like Chris Bell, come back and just play, right? Chris Bell, there's no competition. Chris Bell's like, hey, Chris, when you're ready to go, we're going to put you out there, and we're going to play you. That's how we feel about you. Hey, don't go away. We got some Omar Kelly coming up from the Miami Herald, who was at that practice yesterday. We'll have that coming up next. Stay with us.
The Joe Rose Show is presented by Loctite Windows, Doors, and Roofing. Loctite Impact, South Florida's top-rated impact windows, doors, and roofing provider.